Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to playoff football here in Central Kentucky. Tonight it's 6A variety here at Frederick Douglass. 6A playoff game between Lexington Lafayette, team that got all the way to the 6A state championship last year and played Louisville Trinity, and Frederick Douglass, first-year school, that 8-2 record coming in. Coach, it's Lafayette and Douglass. Should be a really good 6A playoff matchup.
I think it's the best matchup in the 6A right now in the area, for sure. I think the two teams complement each other really well. So, again, we'll check it out. We'll see. It's a nice night. It rained awful lot last night and today, but you know what? It's pretty right now.
Yeah, it's about 58 degrees. Beautiful weather here tonight. William Warfield, the King of Stream, producing here on PrepSpin, Lexington Lafayette, and Frederick Douglass. And, Coach, you got a team in Frederick Douglass. They can throw the ball a little bit with Montavian Bean, their quarterback. And, they, of course, they got the great running back in Jefferson Harkless. And they got a couple nice receivers, particularly Micah Lowe, who has about 8 or 9 touchdown catches.
Yeah, Montavious Bean actually is averaging 91 yards passing a game, which I thought is pretty impressive for a first year program. So, but again, Lafayette, you know what? They do a pretty good job too. So we're not sure about the quarterback situation, Gary. Newcomb, is he back or is he not back? Is he playing quarterback? We don't know, do we?
No, on the two deep that they gave us Drake Nelson as the starter and Tiandre Newcomb as the backup. But on the two deep, they also gave us Tiandre Newcomb as the starting wideout. So we're thinking he is going to play tonight. We don't know if he's 100% or what for Lafayette, but we know how dangerous he is. When they had him earlier in the season, they were a much more effective offense.
They were. He can run. He can throw both. You know, both teams are almost equal in the offensive passing yards a game.
Right.
So if we look at the defenses, that's going to be the key, I think. Lafayette allows 99 yards a game passing. Douglass is allowing 130 yards a game passing. Right. So Lafayette will be able to throw. Good officiating, hopefully. Should be a good game.
And, you know, we already talked about Jefferson Harkless, the outstanding run back for the Broncos of Frederick Douglass. Cameron Morgan, who really started to shine late last season for Lafayette. Of course, he had Walker Wood running that offense with those great legs and that great arm, and Cameron Morgan has not had the tremendous season you would expect for him to have. So you think the senior might step up again tonight as we got the national anthem here at the farm here at Frederick Douglass High School.
The following sports broadcast is brought to you by our title sponsor, Greer and Maggard Orthodontics, Ingy Beef Jerky, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Simply Great Soaps, Lexington Diagnostic Center, Crown Trophy, Bluegrass McDonald's, All Sports in the Fayette Mall, Atkinson Sims and Commode PLLC, Whitaker Bank, Alt 32, and by Properties. We now take you to the ball game live in HD video on PrepSpin.
Welcome back here to the farm at Frederick Douglass High School. Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, William Warfield producing. It's playoff football, the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl 6A playoffs. William and I have been covering the KHSAA soccer championships at Lafayette, and it's fitting tonight that I come over here to Frederick Douglass over on my side of town where I live now and then play the Broncos. And, of course, Coach, these two teams played, but it was very early in the year, and Douglass was able to take that one.
Yeah, Douglass had a lot of momentum in that game, a lot of skills. I think Lafayette is a better team now than they were. Actually, there are several teams in the city that are better now than they were early in the year.
You're right.
And, you know, I think Frederick Douglass. Douglass High School has Jefferson Harkless. You mentioned him. He's actually number 14 in the state right now in rushing yards, and he also is in the top 20 in scoring.
Yep. Yeah,
so,
he's a solid player. When he was at Dunbar, he was a 1,000-yard rusher there at Dunbar. And last year, if I'm not mistaken, Coach, after that 1,000-yard season, he had a injury last year, so he wasn't able to play much for Dunbar, and then transferred over here to the brand-new high school, Frederick Douglass.
Well, he sure looks healthy. It's a Bronco, I'll tell you.
You know, we want to thank all the folks that helped out with this broadcast. Of course, we want to thank Mingy Beef Jerky, and also, William, we got, is it West Pike Realty and also Restoration Pro over there. So West Pike, thank you, sir, for that, for helping out, and also the Lafayette High School boosters, the football boosters, for helping out with the PrepSpin stream here tonight. Without you folks, we wouldn't be bringing you this high-definition broadcast. Thanks to William Orfield. He's the king of stream. There's a reason we call him that, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. We see him work miracles every day.
He sure does. He's the king of stream. He'll be working the volleyball. I'll have the soccer state championships tomorrow night on the KHSAA TV or Mixler app if you want to listen to it. I really enjoyed that soccer. Boy, what a match we had last night with West Jessamine and Sacred Heart. Went down to a overtime, double overtime, and then they won in the 2 PK, the penalty kicks.
Yeah, I heard, I was looking at on Twitter, and they were really jumping on that as a great game, a great soccer game.
And West Jessamine, here come the Generals of Lafayette. They're in their white tonight with the red, and we're waiting for Frederick Douglass to make their way. It's a late arriving crowd here tonight, too, at the farm. We're just off of over here in Hamburg, and a beautiful facility. We've been here a number of times this year. And tonight it's going to be Lexington Lafayette. The thing's different about tonight, Coach, as you know, you win tonight or you go home.
Yeah, win or go home. You mentioned that in one of your Twitters, one of your tweets, and it's 100% true, and the kids know it, and the coaches know it too.
We'll take a look at some of the starters for you. It'll be Ian Sexton. He'll start for the Lafayette Generals at sophomore. It'll be Bryce Ramey and Jay Reese will be your guards. This is for Lafayette. Cole Lockhart will be a tackle, and then the other tackle will be Tyler Moore in there. The Z receiver will be Kalen Williams. The wideouts will be Daquan Edwards, Austin Serafini, and also tonight Tiandre Newcomb will start at a wideout. Quarterback will be Drake Nelson. Running back will be Cameron Morgan. We're also going to see one of my favorite players for high school football, Matthew Guilfoyle. I just like the way that young man, he plays hard. He's a solid football player. He'll start for Lafayette. That's their offense, Coach, and I know you like Guilfoyle as well.
I do, and he sometimes lines up in that tight end position, and as you know,
the tight end's always open.
You got it, brother.
So we're going to look for that tight end tonight as well. Let's look at Frederick Douglass. Their center will be Lonnie Collins, Jeff Black, and Jalen Lewis are the guards. Big Jake, they call him. Jake O'Buck. You like that kid, Coach. You rave about him, Jake O'Buck, the big tackle there for Broncos of Frederick Douglass.
I do. I think he's one of the better, if not the best in the city as far as I'm concerned.
He sure is. Let's look at the other starters here. You got Kennedy Cameron will start at a tight end for Frederick Douglass. Micah Lowe will be a wide receiver along with DeKel Crowdis. Montavian Bean will be their quarterback. Jefferson Harkless is a running back. And again, we want Lafayette High School football boosters for helping out with the stream tonight. Thank you all very much, and we appreciate that. And we're going to see Hayden Hunt tonight too, Coach. I think we're going to see number 8, Hayden Hunt, as the captains make their way out on the field here. We already set the Lafayette starters, and let's take a gander at who their captains are going to be. That's going to be Tiandre Newcomb, a captain, and Ian Shaw. And the captains for Frederick Douglass are going to be Micah Lowe. And also looks like, we're going to be Lowe, one of the captains for the Frederick Douglass. Lowe is, as we said, one of the Romel Crowley. Scott is a captain. We already gave you the captains for the Lafayette Generals. So outstanding. And Douglas's uniforms tonight, they look like the Hurricanes, don't they, Coach? Like the Miami Hurricanes.
They do, absolutely.
So we are just about set, 3 minutes or so away from kickoff here. Again, thanks to all the folks that make this possible. Rafferty's Restaurants, you know my saying, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best soup and sandwich, Coach, I head down to Rafferty's Restaurant. Matter of fact, just down the road here, out here in Hamburg.
Really close, really close. If they started these games about 6:30, we'd be there after the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the captains are still meeting, a long meeting out there by the captains.
Yeah, I think it's because it's a playoff game. It's a little bit different instructions. So.
Yeah, well, they're getting a lot of different instructions. Great job tonight on the video, and also again we can't say enough to the Lafayette football boosters.
Frederick Douglass won the toss and deferred to the second half.
So that means I got to set the Douglass defense. Already set the Lafayette offense. Douglass will start along the front. Obie Taylor, he makes a lot of plays. Mike Fogle and Dayton LeBlanc going to North Texas. He's good. You got Gabe Hilliard, linebacker. Ramel Crowley, one of the captains tonight. Shamar Taylor. And Frederick Jewett makes a lot of tackles. In the secondary, it'll be Perkins. He's back there at a corner. Darion Perkins, Jalen Bybee, leading tackler, the sophomore. You got Damon Christopher, and you have Jonathan Lott, who makes a lot of plays as well. So those are your starting lineups, and we're just about moments away from happening here. Late arriving crowd, but they are starting to file in here. They call it the farm here. I see a lot of cars heading down that road there. That's the way I come in, Coach. I come down that road there called Meeting Road, I believe it is.
Yeah, it is, and you're right. Cars are coming in right now, and Lafayette will get a few people here. They're a good football team. They deserve to have a good crowd.
And Lafayette Generals last year had that terrific season when they went all the way to the state championship. Of course, they had a young man that's playing in Alabama right now by the name of Jed Wills, and they also had a quarterback that's playing at the University of Kentucky right now named Walker Wood. Boy, you really miss – that's what graduation does at the high school level. I don't have to tell you, Coach Meehan.
It does. It really does. And Walker Wood was a special talent. It's impossible to replace somebody like that. Now, what you have to do is replace him with 2 or 3 different people.
Right.
You got to have a better tight end. You have to have a better running back, and a pretty darn good quarterback too. And they could very easily come out in this game with 2 good quarterbacks.
So the playoffs will continue next week with second round action. Tonight, Tate's Creek's at home against Bryan Station. That should be an interesting game. I believe Henry traveled over to Richmond to take on Madison Central.
Yeah, they did. And Henry Clay's an improving team, and Bryan Station is very hungry right now for a victory, so it's hard to tell.
Here come the Broncos. They got the smoke going there, Coach, because, Bronco is a fast horse. Comes out of that smoke.
Is that?
So the Broncos here on the farm. Here we go. We're going to take a look at that again on that outstanding replay. Watch them, Coach, come out of there. There they come. There come the Broncos, and there comes the smoke. Kentucky plays Ole Miss tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
That looks good.
Yeah, William, it looks good stuff tonight. Thanks again for tuning in to PrepSpin for playoff football action. Looking forward to it this year with Coach Mike Meehan and William Warfield. We're just about set for the kick. Lafayette will receive, as Coach said. Teontre Newcomb is back deep with Cam Morgan. Morgan is to the near side. The kicker typically for the Broncos has been Ryan Ligeb, and he's had a pretty good season for the Broncos kicking.
Yes, he has. And, again, I think that could be a key in this game. Like you said, there's a little bit of a breeze tonight. It's blowing left to right on your TV screen. So, they're going to be kicking against the wind. Lafayette's got a little advantage here with the wind at their back.
By the way, he wouldn't be back returning kicks if he wasn't pretty healthy, would he, Coach?
I would say so.
That's kind of a sign right there to me that the kid's ready to go tonight, even though he broke his foot about 2 months ago.
Yes, but it's called playoff football.
That's right. Win or go
home. That's a shot of adrenaline, buddy.
Yep. So
Woo!
Morgan back deep with Newcomb. They stand at about the 7, and Ligeb is set to get things going here for the Broncos of Frederick Douglass. Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, William Warfield here. The triple threat here on PrepSpin, as they call it. Waiting. I don't know what the holdup is here, Ligeb. Get your foot into it. Let's play some football. He's dancing back there like Michael Jackson. All right, Ligeb into it. Here's the kick, and it's going to be Cameron Morgan coming to the near side, and that's going to go out of bounds.
Oh, so that's not
this
good.
Will give Lafayette outstanding field position. I don't think Ligeb wanted to do that, Coach Meehan.
No, he did not. He did not want to do that. Obviously, kicking against the wind makes a little bit of a difference,
right.
But they're going to make him kick again, and that's a smart move here because
you mentioned another game that have that option.
Yes.
Of making them kick it again. And, I enjoyed covering those middle school state championships with you and William and Darren Douglas last weekend at Bryan Station. That was a lot of fun. I think we'll do it again next year.
It was a lot of fun. It was cold.
Even though the weather didn't cooperate very much. It was snowing. But,
right.
And William's feet were getting cold over there, running in and out of that press box.
It was cold, Gary.
So Lafayette kicked it out. They'll have to kick it again.
Right, and they're Lafayette's choosing to have him kick it again because of the way the wind's blowing. It's a stiff wind that he's kicking into.
So Lafayette is set to kick it for the second time. Morgan comes up to about the 12, and so does Tiantre Newcomb to the far side of the field. Lafayette in the white, Frederick in the orange. Here's the kick, and that's going to be to Morgan. And then he called no. Looks like he's going to give it to Shaw.
What?
Shaw's got it, and Shaw's going to come to the 25-yard line. They kind of acted like, well, who's got the ball there? And then he gave it to Shaw, and then Shaw's going to run it up to about the 25-yard line.
They looked at the official, too. It was almost like they heard a whistle or something.
Or did we call fair catch? It was almost like we called fair catch.
Well, I don't think he called a fair catch.
No, he didn't, but I'm saying they acted like that.
Yeah, they did.
To maybe get Douglas slow down a little bit, but whatever they did, it didn't work.
No, that was a mistake. They didn't.
And they should have taken the kick out of bounds. They'd had it up at the 35.
Right.
So a couple of bad choices there. So here come the Lafayette Generals. Quarterback will be Drake Nelson. And Nelson has Morgan in the backfield dotting that. Slides and gives to Morgan, and he is going to be hit and tackled there. Big time by Douglas. He's going to lose about a yard. Cameron Morgan. Man, there were a bunch of folks over there, and in particular, over there was Hilliard, the outside linebacker for the Broncos, and also LeBlanc over there, the defensive end heading to North Texas. They both ran on that play.
They came in hard on that power play. Now they're back in the shotgun and one back there, and they're spread the field, Gary.
Waiting for the snap. Nelson pump fakes, getting pressure, sets, throws, and trying to go to Nuke. Incomplete. And a good play there turned in by the Broncos. And defensively, Coach, that was number 10 there, Dedrick Thomas, defensively.
Yeah, and one of the Broncos was shook up a little bit on the play. He came he's limping, but he's coming right back into his position.
So, Coach, now we have our first 3rd and long for Lafayette. 3rd and 11. They lost a yard on that run and that incomplete pass there by Drake Nelson, the sophomore quarterback. Nelson back to pass. Looks, throws near side, and it's incomplete, trying to go to Guilfoyle. And that brings up 3rd and long. Not a good series there for the Lafayette offense at all.
No, they tried to throw the quick out to Guilfoyle and overthrew him by just a little bit. It looked like a little wobbly pass, like he didn't have a grip on it. Well, when they spread the field like that, they're going one-on-one on the outside receivers. Sooner or later, they're going to come back to that one-on-one, throw the ball down the field deep on the sideline.
Matthew Guilfoyle, who in the future you'll see is one of our McDonald's spotlights here with PrepSpin. McDonald's one of our sponsors now, thanks to those folks. So we're set for the punt now from Lafayette. Back inside the 10. Got to be careful with the snap here. Good snap. Punt off, and it's a pretty good punt. And Broncos field 35. I believe that's Hunt, 40, and up to the 44, 45-yard line. Yeah, that was Hunt on the return.
Yeah, Hunt was on the return. I think he ran into Kyle Brown and ran right smack dab into him for the tackle. All right, now let's see what's going on. Let's see how the Broncos come out offensively with a good coaching staff, Coach Landis in there, and Jim Franklin with the quarterbacks, and some pretty good offensive coaches on this team.
We set the Douglas offense. I'll set the Lafayette defense. You got Devontae Hayes, Tyrone Williams, and Hussein up front. We'll check the linebackers and secondary after this first play with Montavian Bean already ready to go. Hunt in motion away from us up here in the box. Now he sets as a triple receiver to the top, and to Harkless around the right side. Harkless 47 and tackled at the 48-yard line.
Nice little way to start out the game. You start out with a little sweep around the right side. Lafayette is in a cover 2 press defense. That means they have 2 safeties back there on the hashes, and the corners, Gary, are right up in the face of the wide receivers.
That was a pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6. And by the way, it was Daryl Uboja who made that stop over there for Lafayette. Boy, he was over there. 2nd down and 6 for Bean. Harkless to his left, motion to the near side, and they shovel it back inside and up to the 50-yard line. And that's a nice job there by Mikhail Crowdis. Crowdis, who's the backup quarterback. He's the heir apparent, Coach, here at Douglas to that quarterback position when Bean graduates.
Well, he played a pretty good job that play on defense, the way he came up there and made that tackle.
So 3rd down and 4 for Douglas after Lafayette. They lost a yard. They didn't even gain a yard on their series, Coach. That was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad, but it looked like a mistake on the kickoff return and a couple incomplete passes.
3rd down and 4 for
Ooh,
Bean.
look at that. There's a big hole to the right side.
And penalty flag down, as they say somebody lined up offside, so instead of 3rd and 3, that'll make it 3rd and 8. Or did we get a timeout called? We may have got a timeout.
Yeah, we got a timeout
called. We are underway, 9:49, scoreless first quarter here. The 6A football Commonwealth Gridiron playoffs here. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan and William Warfield, our producer. What we got, William? Yeah, Wesley Pike is the principal broker for Century 21 Progressive Realtors, serving Central Kentucky with all your real estate needs. 621-7763 for Wesley Pike. Restoration Pro, specializing in water, fire, and mold remediation damages. CRC certified with 24-hour emergency service at Restoration Pro. We are restoring your dreams. Give them a call, 859, and that is hard to see, 621-7793. Thanks to 6-3. Thank you very much. 3rd down. That was a timeout. So Harkless has got it, and he's dancing. He's got the first down. Knocked backwards, though, but he does have the first down. He's pulled backwards to the 50-yard line, but he got the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Douglas.
Okay, they went trips to the right side. That means they have a wide out and 2 slots. When Lafayette adjusted their defense that way, that left man-to-man blocking on this side with the offensive lineman. They won the battle that time, Gary, got the first down.
So the first down of the game comes by the homestanding Douglas Broncos here as they're playing Lexington Lafayette, a state finalist. The last couple of years they went to state finals, Coach, played Trinity. Male 1 year, I believe. Played Trinity last year. Here's Bean. Pass airs it out the right side. He's got a receiver down there and just off his fingertips.
Yeah, there was a little blown coverage there. You see the corner and the safety on that side having a little discussion. If we're in a cover 2, see, here's the deal. In a cover 2, the corner cannot let the wide receiver get outside him to the sideline. He's got to force, if they're playing press especially, force the wide receiver into where the safety is so he can get some help. Didn't do it that time, and I'm sure they had words about that.
Yeah, Crowdis got outside big time, and that ball just went off his fingertips. So that would have been 6 had Bean led him, the backup quarterback. And Lowe is to the near side, and Harkless in the backfield. And they're going to fake them. Bean's going to throw it down to Lowe down the left side. Lowe coming back for it, falls down. That's going to be pass interference as he was tackled back there by Jackson, Brian Jackson, number 2 in coverage.
Oh, I tell you what, I don't know. That's a flaky right there.
Did you see it again on replay?
Yeah, we're looking on replay. If you watch it on replay, it looks like they both had a little hand contact, and then the Douglas player pushed off at the last second.
Yeah, but they did call it on the defense, Lafayette, so that'll be the first down as well. They'll mark it off down to the 30-yard line. So that's a huge penalty against Lafayette here early in this game. 9 minutes and 17 seconds here in the first period. No score. If you're watching on the PrepSpin on that high-def video, the Broncos in the orange and Lafayette in the white with the red numerals. No score. Broncos on the march. Bean. Harkless dancing. Harkless 25 and runs into the defensive back there for Lafayette.
Yeah, that's
Harkless the carry.
Cooper, right? Cooper made the tackle.
Yeah.
Right. And, again, they run like a tight slot away from the formation over here on that play. And that little tight – now they've got it toward the formation. Watch the little tight slot over there. See who he blocks. If you follow that, you'll see the ball.
Gay fakes to Gay. He's in there. Looks to pass to Lowe down the left side. Lowe runs under it. Diamond catch. Touchdown by Lowe.
Yeah, they've decided they're going to try to beat those corners down the field, and they're doing a good job of it. Had a step on the defense back that time. Nice throw, though. Wow, I tell you.
Nice throw. Is that a flag I see down there?
There's a flag.
Penalty marker down, and it's going to be against Douglas. So that great touchdown catch by Lowe, folks, that's coming back.
Yeah, an ineligible receiver downfield. One of the linemen got downfield on the play. So
An eligible player downfield, receiver, so they'll bring that back on the penalty. But I tell you what, if you're Frederick Douglass, you're saying, hey, Lowe can get open every time. They had to practically tackle him on that one when they got the pass interference, and then he made a great diving catch for that coach, which would have been his 9th touchdown catch of the season for Michael Lowe.
Yeah, they're going to have to – Lafayette's going to have to back those corners off and play a little zone look instead of press zone. Maybe change the whole look here. Now they did. They're back – okay, they're in a 3 now.
Montavian Bean rolling to the right. Bean throws, sets, incomplete, trying to go to his backup quarterback.
Was that miscommunication, Gary? Would you call it that?
Yeah, that was intended for Thomas.
Well, the receiver went deep, and I think Bean was going to run a deep out. Threw it out of bounds right there. Lucky that wasn't intercepted. Again, they better back that corner off on the wide side of the field over there. Safety's safety's leaning toward this hash. Trips is over on the other side. Oh, now he's moving over. Good.
So Bean now looking to the left. He's got Trips to the right. Here comes pressure. He's going to roll to the right. He's got some running room if he decides, but he sets and throws, and it's caught, and it's going to be down to the 13-yard line. Nate Gay, the senior, with the catch.
Yes, but there's a penalty, dead ball penalty, out of bounds. It could be on either one. There was a collision out of bounds. It looked like maybe it was on the Frederick Douglass player for a late hit out of bounds. Watch this play and look out of bounds at the very end of this play. See what they call here.
Bean could have tucked that as well, Coach.
Right there. See the push in the back?
So unsportsmanlike, push in the back, over on the sideline. Good pickup there, Coach. I mean, you used to be a coach, so there's not much you miss out there, is there?
I try to see everything I can. Because you know what? It's about people watching the game. You can see on the screen. It's a wonderful picture. Our job is to make sure we get them to follow along and understand what's going on the field, too. That was big there. That was a big play.
Yeah, that takes it back to the 30-yard line. And, back to what I was saying, Montavian Bean, he could have tucked that and ran about 10 or 15 yards. He had a wide open spaces over there in front of the Lafayette bench.
You're absolutely right. He could have made big yardage on that.
Got twin receivers both sides of the field, and Harkless is in the backfield now with Montavian Bean. And Cameron is the tight end, and they're going to give to the big running back, Harkless. He's got some room. 25. Harkless, 20. And then finally ended at the 20-yard line. And coming over there was Smith, Jada Smith, the strong safety, had to come up and get him, Coach.
Yeah, and he did a really good job of coming over there and making that tackle because I thought for sure he would get the first down. But it's short yardage now again.
Second down and about 1.5 yards. They've got to get down to the 19 for Frederick Douglass. Bean looks over toward the sideline. Harkless is to the right of him in that backfield. Gives to Harkless into the line. Going to reverse it. Hit in the backfield. Not a good decision. And he's going to go down for a loss.
Yeah, it was a lot of gang tackling going on. Had another late flag here.
Another flag. A lot of extracurricular going on after the play. Play was made by Shaw, Ian Shaw, the linebacker. And then there is a penalty marker down.
Right, and it was late too, but it was a live ball. It was late after he was already down or being tackled.
And the officials told him, let's keep it solid tonight, guys.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike against Lafayette. Personal foul.
Yep. Personal foul, bad. That's a bad thing to do. This has been a long, long drive for Douglass. It's been interrupted a couple times by penalties against each team.
Right, and they had the touchdown pass called back for ineligible receiver when Michael Lowe hauled it in.
What a catch that was by Lowe.
Great catch in the back of the end zone. See what they do here. Bean is going to shift to the right. Backup runner, Nate Gay, who had that nice catch in his drive. And he is going to hand it to Gay. 10-5. Gay down to the 5. Knocked backwards there by Shaw and company.
Yeah, Lafayette's tackling with the first player or so, and then trying to pull the ball loose, which is good strategy as long as you lock the guy up first.
Brings up second down and goal at about the 6. Also, big nose tackle Tyrone Williams, all 290. He helped out on that play as well, Coach.
Yeah, I was watching him. He's quick. His feet are nice and quick, so he's going to be a really decent defensive lineman.
Harkless out, still Nate Gay in there. Cameron is a blocking back to the right side. Straight snap to Gay out of the Wildcat. Gay hit, bounces off of it, comes back inside, and finally pulled down. Gay with the carry. It'd be 3rd and goal at about the 4. And there were a couple of guys in particular there. It was Shaw, but also I saw Hussein, the defensive end, number 32, was there making the play.
Yeah, I think it was tackling by committee on that one.
It was.
He broke a couple tackles, did a good job to get where he got right there. This is a big town.
You know, Cooper helped out as well. You're right, it was by committee. Coach, we're already approaching, 6 minutes and 10 seconds of a scoreless first quarter, but this has been a long, sustained drive here by the Broncos. As Coach said, a couple of penalties have moved them back a little bit after they scored a touchdown. 3rd and goal here for Bean. Harkless to his right, gives to Harkless. Harkless getting down low, and touchdown! Jefferson Harkless makes it 6-0. Broncos on time.
We have
a player down.
Yeah, and he had a great, whoever that player is, he's an offensive lineman, had a really good block on that play.
It might be that big Jake we were talking about, old Buck.
75?
Yeah, the big left tackle.
He had a nice block on that play. He just, I think they just fell on him late. Can we see that again? Possibly.
Big Jake is down.
He's up.
Broncos, he gets up. He's going to be okay. Big Jake's 6'3", 275 pounds.
He got rolled on from behind a little bit, but he'll be all right.
Big Jake, they call him. There's a reason. He's big.
He's a big man.
His name is Jake. So here we go with Ligeb with the extra point to try to put Frederick Douglass up 7-0, and kick is up, and it's good. So Frederick Douglass with 5:53 in the first period. They take the first lead over Lexington Lafayette here in the Commonwealth Gridiron Playoff. 7-0 on a touchdown run of 4 yards by Jefferson Harkless here. And, of course, with William Warfield, Coach Mike Mee, and Gary Ball. And we'll return here on PrepSpin with first action of the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoffs. 7-0, Frederick Douglass on top.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Strikes first with a Harkless TD. Coach, it's 7-0 Douglass here.
Yeah, I think Lafayette needs to figure out a way to stop Harkless because he's getting that yardage on those short yardage plays that he needs.
Shaw takes it at the 20, comes to the 25, hit, bounces off of it, and staggered a little bit. Another flag down.
Yeah.
As Shaw is, boy, I think Ian got his bell rung.
And I think they're going to call it. I think the white hat is going to call the hit to the head.
Yep. Yeah, so Shaw is down, shaking up a little bit as the trainers come over to attend to him.
Yeah, he's up, but he needs to be checked, that's for sure.
Yeah, they'll do the protocol concussion is what they'll do, Coach, because got his bell rung a little bit there. They did throw the flag, and let's take a look at that again, Coach.
But they're going to block him below the waist. See the block below the waist? Yep, right there.
So they didn't call anything on the hit?
No, they didn't call any hit. They called the block below the waist. It happened on about the 25 or something.
Right, so that'll be 15 yards, right? Or is that 10?
That's 15.
Yeah,
that's a big penalty.
So that'll give Lafayette some decent field position here. Frederick Douglass leads with 5:47 in the first period here. They lead 7-0 here in the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl State Football Playoffs.
Yeah.
The winner gets either Tate's Creek or Bryan Station. Here's a scenario. Bryan Station wins, they would have to travel to either Douglass or Lafayette. If Tate's Creek wins, the winner of this game would have to travel to Tate's Creek next Friday night. That's the situation.
That's a hard place to play.
7-0 in their ball game. Who are they playing, William? Leslie County. That'll be a brutal. Here's Morgan trying to get outside 45, and Morgan's going to run out at the 48. Nice run there by Cameron Morgan. So Morgan with about a 7-8. Nice run there. Morgan just got outside and gets a good pickup there after the penalty took it up to the 40-yard line.
You know, my opinion about this game is Lafayette, if they can get the running game going, their passing game is going to be deadly against this defense. But they've got to get that running game going first.
So 2nd down and 3 on the Morgan pickup. And here's Morgan up the middle. He's got the first down, moving that pile. And Morgan down into Douglas territory. Cameron Morgan. So that is the first down of this ball game, Coach, by Lafayette. After their first series, they lost a couple of yards.
They did, and I think they kind of got their head together here, and they've decided they're going to try to take over a little bit here. But Frederick Douglass is a very, very good football team.
So 1st down at the 48 of Frederick Douglass. Lafayette. Nelson. Passes left,
nice.
Caught down to the 35, all the way down to the 30-yard line.
This is what I'm talking about.
That was Newcomb.
Yeah, Newcomb. Lafayette's game plan has got to be establish the run, pull those linebackers up off the run, and then throw those passes just like that.
Yeah, to Newcomb. And Newcomb picked up good yardage down to the 30. Now here's Cameron Moore. He's hit and tackled in the backfield. Play. That's turned in there, Coach, by Taylor. Obi Taylor, 6'3". Boy, he makes a lot of plays for their defense.
Yeah, I saw him on the field before the game, and I tell you what, that's a man right there.
Taylor threw him for a loss, but he's a graphics artist here at the Frederick Douglass. They got some great academics going on here at this school, Frederick Douglass. So 2nd down and 11 for Nelson. Quick toss to Morgan. Cameron trying to bounce it out. Morgan, and he is going to be knocked down before he gets to the 30. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Generals of Lafayette with 4 minutes, 33 seconds in the first period, and Frederick Douglass leads 7-0.
I saw the white hat, the referee, go over and say something to the chains on that guy. When there's a player coming at the chains, they've got to throw that chain. They got to throw the post down.
Yeah.
Somebody could get hurt on that thing.
Or it will win or go home.
Oh.
We'll all be going home. 3rd down and long. Let's see what Lafayette's Nelson pass, and it's caught by Teontre Newcomb. And he takes it for 1st down inside the 20. Well, Newcomb's become a big wide receiving threat here. The starting quarterback early in the season who broke his foot against Scott County, and now he's caught 2 big passes here to keep this drive going.
That's a really nice job of throwing the curl on the safeties, and that's what they have to do. Don't get greedy. Don't try to throw deep. Take what they're giving you.
Nelson gives now to the fullback, and he dives down to about the 18-yard line. Pickup of about 2.
You know what, Douglas High School defense, what they're really, really good at is flowing to the football. They pursue extremely well. So you very seldom see one person on the tackle. Most of the time it's 3 or 4 people on the tackle.
2nd down and 8. And Nelson back to pass. Fires it right side, caught by Guilfoyle. Matthew battling, and he does get down to the 10, close to the 1st down marker. Matthew, he drug a couple of Broncos with him, Coach.
He did. That ball was thrown in there really tight. And, again, Douglas defenders came up on him hard, but he had the strength to get that extra yard or 2. And that's important because now you have 3rd and short down here. And that – what that's going to do is that's going to squeeze Douglas up on defense and give you a little bit more opportunity to run the ball outside.
So Drake Nelson will go out of the shotgun. Looking left. Nelson foil catches, turns, and takes it in for the touchdown.
Yeah.
What a play by Matthew Guilfoyle. And he cuts it to – and the Broncos say he fumbled. They're trying to say they've got the ball.
No,
the officials already indicating touchdown.
Yeah, he crossed the goal line.
Broncos are trying to say he fumbled.
He crossed the goal line on this. Fighting, and he's over.
Guilfoyle.
Yeah, he was over. Good replay on that
by
PrepSpin.
Yeah, he was over. He did fumble it late, didn't he?
Yeah.
He broke the plane.
Yeah, by far.
As he hit the ground, good call, William. He got the replay there. So here's now Sutton Averett with the extra point to tie this thing up. Oh, they botched the snap, and they're going to pull the holder down, and That is Serafini, the backup quarterback, and they do not get the extra point to tie it up. So
that's going to make a difference.
That's how critical that extra point is, Coach.
It could make a difference.
We'll step out 7-6. Frederick Douglass on top of Lafayette. Matthew Guilfoyle just scored for the
All S, all P, all O, R T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing them online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest?
Welcome back, and Lafayette just scored, but they missed your point, Coach. It's 7-6. Frederick Douglass on top of the Generals. That was Malachi Jackson, big number 49 in there, fullback for Lafayette on that series.
Lafayette straightened out their offense after that first drive. Let's see if they can straighten their defense up.
Douglass scoops at the 25, up to the 30, reversing back to the near side, looking for a block, being chased to the 35-40, and run out of bounds. Here comes a flag. And there's another flag, and that was Bybee on the return. Took it up to the 45, but hold the phone. There's a couple of flags down. If you're just tuning in to PrepSpin, 2:52 in the first, and we got a good one. It is Frederick Douglass 7, Lafayette 6 here. They missed the extra pointer, Coach. We'd have a 7-7 tie.
I think we're getting a little chippy on the sideline here. I don't know. When a player gets knocked out of bounds on the same side as the home team, sometimes a little action going on. We have a personal foul, face mask.
Yeah, face mask. But, Coach, what did Lafayette find offensively? They moved the ball well, Cameron Morgan. And I tell you what they found. They found Teandre Newcomb open a couple of times, as you said, with the pass.
Yeah. Douglass is allowing 130 yards against them passing a game. And Lafayette knows that. But Lafayette realizes that they're so good at Douglass is so good at going to the football, they got to get those guys up to tackle the run. So you're right. Morgan established the running game.
Yep.
Bam, throw underneath to Newcomb as he gets beyond those linebackers.
So that penalty moves it all the way down to the 41 of Lafayette, and that's where Montavian Bean will set his offense. Bean back to pass. Looks right, fires over there. It's got a receiver! Knocked up in the air! It's incomplete. It was nearly intercepted.
That ball was hit, about 3 times. Are we doing volleyball? Is that what we're doing tonight?
Quantaze Cooper almost had him a pick.
We're looking at the replay here.
That was Ringland Brothers and Barnum and Bailey time.
Oh, should have been picked. The offensive receiver played good defense on that play.
Sure did. He became a defender, didn't he?
Absolutely. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, so that was a golden opportunity there for Lafayette to get the first turnover of this game, but they weren't able to pick it off. Bean has receivers to the top. Bean gives now to Harkless, dancing 40. Harkless 35, being pursued, pulled out at the 30, but he's got the first down.
Yeah, I think what's happening is I think Douglass is their people up top, whoever their coaches are seeing that Lafayette is afraid of the deep pass down the sideline,
right?
And they've backed up the corners real far. As soon as they see that defense, they're running toward that side to try to get the running game going to that way, and that's smart, very smart.
Good point, Coach. And we have 2:32 to go. 7-6 is your score. The lead is for Frederick Douglass. They have the football at the 31st and 10. Bean and Harkless gives to Harkless into the line. Hit, knock, pulled backwards. I tell you, had him. Big number 99 had him. That's Tyrone Williams, all 290 pounds of him.
He locked up. Sure.
He sure did.
That was I think that play was Bean's idea. I think the coaches might have sent in another play and he outvoted him or something, because the running back at that time, he didn't move. He just stood What are you doing?
You know it's playoff time because of the effort we just saw by Matthew Guilfoyle on that touchdown. He drugged people 5 yards into the end zone for Lafayette. That just tells you right there it means a little bit more this time of the season, Coach.
It really does. And the catch that the Douglas player had down there that they called back,
Michael
diving for the ball in the corner of the end zone.
Absolutely. It means a little bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we have another penalty against Lafayette.
Yeah, the penalties have killed the Generals. That's got to be their 5th or 6th penalty here in the first quarter, at least.
Another personal foul.
Yeah, that's the second or third. Second personal foul? Remember, maybe the third.
Yeah, and those are monster penalties. 15 yards in a game like this with 2 good teams is a monster penalty.
Well, I emceed their senior banquet again, Coach, a few weeks ago at the Grand Reserve, and I told them, I said, guys, you know, you haven't had the greatest of seasons, but when the playoffs roll around, you can make it happen, but you can't make it happen. Here's Bean. Inside it goes to Gaze. Hit, knock backwards. You can't make it happen if you keep having unsportsmanlike penalties.
Yeah, you're really hurting yourself, and it looks like it's just a few players because I'm seeing a lot of good sportsmanship across the board in most cases.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's take a look at this. Watch when they put that wing off the tackle. He's a 1 yard and 1 yard deep off the offensive tackle. Wing.
Yeah.
He's not split out wide. He's in there. When they put him in there, there's a reason. And the reason is to block, to protect the quarterback when they throw, or to get the run to that side. Now, this time he's wider.
You got to watch the bottom. You got Hunt and Lowe there, and Bean looks that way. Bean rolling, and he's hit and almost pulled down, but he avoids it. Now back toward the middle, and he's pulled down and sacked back at the 26-yard line.
Pull the trigger, Bean. You got to pull the trigger. Yep. You do not want those big losses. 36 made the tackle.
For Lafayette, you're right. Kyle Browning, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kyle Browning.
Browning with the sack, 3rd down and half of Hamburg.
I think Mr. Bean here has to realize that there's a time to live again. Throw the ball out of bounds.
You always say that you've got that time and clock in your head. You have to know what that time is.
Yep, you do.
Here's Bean, 3rd and long, getting pressure, sets up a screen to Lowe. Lowe, and pulled down on a great play from behind, Coach. Who was that grabbed him there? Lowe with the grab, but we're trying to find out who that was that got up there.
36 again.
That was Browning again.
Yeah.
So brings up 4th and long.
That was nice.
4th down and about 14, 15 yards for the Broncos with 18 seconds to go here in this first quarter of action. 7-6 if you're just tuning in. I don't think our scoreboard's not up on the thing, is our graphic?
No.
So 7-6 lead here with just seconds to go in the first period. 4th down, Bean stepping up. Bean rolling to the right. Bean, and he is going to be knocked down at the 15. Lafayette will take over on downs when we come back to the second quarter. What a great playoff game here, Coach Meehan. It is the Broncos 7, Lafayette 6, and the Generals will have the ball when we return.
Good game, good game.
We'll be back on PrepSpin.com.
News and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at BluegrassPreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share views at BluegrassPreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at BluegrassPreps.com.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
Lafayette's football at the 15-yard line. They had the stop there. Remember, they had the interception, Coach, and they dropped that, but they did hold them off, and now Lafayette has it at the 15-yard line. They'll have to go 85 to take the lead, but as we love to say here in the South, we got a good old good in here in the Commonwealth Gridiron 6A playoffs.
We do. Two teams that are really well matched if you look at the way they balance.
And they give up the gut. Morgan to the 20. Well, Morgan dragging people to the 23-yard line. Cameron Morgan with the carry.
Yeah, that was a nice job. They're pounding the middle of that front, and every once in a while they'll go outside. But again, they're thinking pass. We're going to set up the pass. Make those guys come up.
Romel Crowley made the stop there for the Broncos defense. 3rd down and 2 as we just get underway in the second quarter of a 7-6 Bronco lead over the Generals. Morgan again. He's got the first down and more. 30. Morgan 35, 36-yard line. Finally tackled there by Christopher, the safety, but Morgan picked up huge yardage to the 35-yard line and a first down for the Generals.
Again, a good job of running the football, good job blocking up front with those big linemen, especially the center and the right guard. Really nice job.
Lafayette looking toward the sideline with, they lost one offensive coordinator. They had to hire a new offensive coordinator a third into the season. Did you know that, Coach?
No, I didn't know that.
So first down. Here is the quarterback, Nelson. Nelson fires it deep down the right side. And is it caught? No, he had it for a moment, then he dropped it.
Yeah, that was a guess throw. He was well covered. But again, I don't mind that. I really don't, because what that tells a receiver is my quarterback trusts me to win that battle when you throw down there and it's one-on-one like that.
Newcomb thought he had to catch, but I think William picked it up. He dropped it there, didn't he, William? At the end, he had it for a moment. Matter of fact, the Lafayette bench was starting to react like, hey, that's a great catch, but then he dropped it as he came down. So 2nd down and 10 at the 35. This drive started to 15. Give up the gut, and running back, very little running room there. And that's going to be the big fullback, Micah Jackson, all 220 pounds of him. That's a big dude out there.
It is, and pretty good job of blocking by Tyler Moore for Lafayette.
Yeah, Lafayette's offensive line. I believe we might have Jay Reese in there too as well tonight. 3rd down and 9, Coach, with 10 minutes and 32 seconds. In a 7-6 Frederick Douglass lead over Lafayette. Lafayette has the ball. Left, aired it out over there to Guilfoyle and tapped around, and Guilfoyle almost came up with it after it was tipped away there by the defender, Matthew Guilfoyle. But back there in coverage was Perkins.
Yeah, I think Lafayette's getting away. For some reason, they're getting away from their good game plan, throwing that ball underneath people, and they're trying to throw deep, get the home run.
So we got a player down for the Generals. We're going to have a punt here forthcoming by the Lafayette Generals. Frederick Douglass leads 7-6. Their lone touchdown, Coach Meehan, was a Harkless 4-yard TD run, and the lone touchdown for Lafayette was a pass from Nelson to Guilfoyle.
Yeah, their lone touchdown, Douglas's lone touchdown, it was after a long drive.
Yes,
it took a lot of time off the clock.
We have 10:21 to go. Coach, coming up at halftime, you got your Mike Meehan's UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers. I'm sure you got a few good ones tonight.
I do. We're going to talk a little bit about a couple people that are really big in both of these programs.
Listen what's coming up on the Scholastic Ball Report this Sunday at noon on the CW. Little P's going to go one-on-one with one of the top quarterbacks. You've been waiting for that, haven't you?
I love Little P.
You've been waiting for Little P. Parker Panel. He's going to go one-on-one with Bo Allen, one of the top quarterbacks in the state from Lexington Catholic. Tage Creek and Antoine Sims, they're our team of the week. Boy, they did a great job on the show. And also our scholar athletes are from that great Henry Clay volleyball team, 4.2 GPAs. Highlights from all the games Sunday at noon on the Scholastic Ball Report on the CW.
I like the academic stuff that you do.
Flag down.
By the way, that was Reese that was hurt, but he's fine. He walked off the field.
Yeah, every player that's been injured tonight. I mean, even Shaw down here earlier in the game, he walked off the field. He had his helmet off, had his bell rung a little bit, as we used to say back in the day, right, Coach?
Yeah, but it could have just been a hard blow to the chest, too.
Right,
it was hard to tell from where we were.
So that'll put them back 5 more yards, and they'll punt it away. I believe Abraham as well, doesn't he, Coach? The kicker?
I think so.
Looks like he does anyway. I think that's Hunt back deep to receive this punt. Waiting for the snap. Punt is off, and fair catch called at the 38-yard line, and that is Hayden Hunt. So Hunt back there to receive, hauls it into the 38-yard line, and that's where Frederick Douglass will have the football with 10 minutes and 4 seconds here in the first half, and they lead Lexington Lafayette 7-6. The winner gets either Tate's Creek or Bryan Station next Friday night in the second round, Coach, of the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoffs.
Yeah, 2 completely different teams, Tate's Creek and Bryan Station. Tate's Creek's got a lot of skill. They throw the ball well. They've got a good running game. Bryan Station's got a lot of athletes. They've had a rough year, only winning 1 game. But, again, they're able to just absolutely explode at any time.
So Montavian Bean trots out there. He has got Nate Gay, the backup running back, to Harkless to his right. Got to watch these twin receivers. Bean looking that way. Bean fires it over there, and it's incomplete as he was trying to go to his backup receiver, Brian Thomas, number 18.
Yeah, they're running clear. They take two receivers, run them deep down the field, and then bring someone underneath across the field. Should hit him a little bit sooner. I think Bean was waiting for him to get wide open in the grass instead of throwing for when he just gets into that grass.
Bean, who was one of they had a couple of starting quarterbacks at Henry Clay last year, and he was one of those. We saw him come in that Ryle game and nearly bring him back to victory last year.
Oh, they came from way behind and almost won it.
I think Ryle's a team you got to watch out for in this bracket. I really do. I know in this bracket. There's a pass caught up 45, breaking tackles up to the 48-yard line. Nice job there by Douglas.
Yep.
Big number 97 for Lafayette brought him down from behind.
Hunt made the catch, but it was the big lineman Williams making that play.
And that's something you talk about his effort. He never gave up on the play. He came hard from behind to make that tackle.
Who?
They gave it to the wrong person. That was 97.
So third down short.
They're going to measure.
Third and, well, they're going to bring the chains out, but I think it's a little short. 9:40 to go in this first half of action. A beautiful night for high school football. About 58 degrees at kickoff, Coach, and maybe dropped a little bit. A little windy, but still a beautiful night. Well, we had some – I got up this morning to go to work at the bank, and, man, it was unbelievable.
It was really bad, wasn't it? All right, so – third and
it was dark this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what did they set the clocks back tomorrow night?
That's right. Well, we get an extra hour of sleep, though. That's going to be nice. So third down and short. Does Bean keep this, or does he give it to the big back Harkless?
I'd give it to Harkless every time.
Actually gave it to
Gay,
the backup running back. He's going to get the first down and more, driven backwards there by the Generals. But first down. And they're going to mark him at the 47-yard line. That's a nice run there. I like this Gay kid. You know, he comes in, gives you good minutes, and gives Jefferson Harkless a good little breather.
Yeah, and again, he's capable too of breaking him if they get a little seam in there. I think Douglas now has decided that they're going to try to outwit Lafayette with their formations, etc. Watch them start moving people around, motioning people here coming up.
They've got twin receivers both sides for Montavian B. Senior quarterback, he fakes into the line. Back here comes pressure. Bean eludes it, rolls left, sets, throws, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds because Browning was barreling down on him.
That was really a good job, Mr. Bean. He made that mistake a little bit earlier where he held the ball too long and got tackled for a big loss that stopped the drive. That time he knew what he had to do. Get rid of the ball, get that ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Lafayette, a team that's won a lot of games the last several years. I think if they went out in the playoffs, Coach, we did some math, it would be 42 victories for Lafayette's team if they could win out in the playoffs. They've got 37 wins. I'm talking about these seniors coming into this game.
Big time.
Pretty remarkable.
They've had really good years.
Second down and 10 at the 47-yard line. 9:16 to go first half. 7-6 score. Frederick Douglass on top of Lexington Lafayette. Gary Ball, Mike Mee, and William Warfield. Harkless has it. Dances in the line. 45. Harkless still running. And Harkless finally is going to go down at about the 43-yard line. Would bring up third down on about 6 for Frederick Douglass in their orange uniforms. They do look like the Miami Hurricanes, don't they? They really do.
They really do, yeah.
Of course, Lafayette in the white with the red.
Took 5 Lafayette defensive players to tackle Harkless on that play.
That's why I didn't call it a defender. It was everybody.
There were 5 people in there on that tackle.
So third down. Coming back into the game is the right receiver, Breon Thomas. And to the near side is going to be DeKel Crowdis. We saw him play quarterback in a game we did out here a few weeks ago. Just giving him some reps. He's parent to Bean, the senior. Third down, a long 5 for Bean. Bean steps up, pressure, and he eludes it, breaks away from her, fumbles the ball. It's on the carpet, and it's still loose. And Lafayette picks it up. They're at the 20. Lafayette's going to take it to the house. Touchdown. And, Coach, that's 24 for Lafayette who picked it up.
Awesome
Morgan,
job.
Cameron Morgan.
Cameron Morgan.
Captain Morgan. There's a player down.
About midfield.
Boy, you hope that's not Bean, the quarterback.
I think it is.
You hope that's not Bean. That's their starting QB. And Cameron Morgan scooped it up. And we're going to take a look at that again, Coach. You got the replay there.
There's a whole lot of people touching that football. Morgan picked it up, and he reached down and scooped it. Thank goodness, because we're going to watch this thing again. He's all right, though. He's up.
Bean's up. He's going to be helped off, though, Coach. Yeah, he's going to be helped off. He's not putting any weight at all on that right foot. The right foot. Bean, as a matter of fact, they're lifting his whole body now. So Bean being helped off by the trainers for Douglas. Captain Morgan, Cameron Morgan. The scoop and the score. Looking at that hit again by Bean.
He makes that switch and gets hit. Oh, I see. It wasn't such a hard hit. He got twisted down. That's what happened, Gary.
Yeah, so
it wasn't a hard hit. He got twisted when he went down.
So Lafayette has their first lead now, 12-7. They're going to go for 2 here. And let's see, I think we got a timeout real quick called by Douglas. I'm pretty sure. The official's going to let us know. Nope. Encroachment by Douglas. I think Lafayette was going to go for 2 because, remember, they missed the extra point.
They were going to go for 2, and they went on a long count intentionally to draw them off sides. Get an extra, look at that, half the distance. Now instead of on the 3, you're on the 1.5. That makes it a little bit easier.
Well, it couldn't be going any worse for Frederick Douglass. You fumble the ball, your opponent picks it up, scoops and scores by Cameron Morgan. You might lose your quarterback, your starting quarterback, the outstanding Bean. And with 8:14 to go, if Lafayette gets a 2-point conversion here, they would be up 14-7.
Who are we looking at as a backup quarterback for Douglas?
Well, Crowdis was the young man that started from the game we did, the freshman. That's the heir apparent, as we've been saying, to Montavian Bean. And I would think either he or Hayden Hunt. I think Hunt could also play some quarterback. I don't go 3 deep on my charts, Coach. I go 2 deep. Right now,
well, they'll sneak somebody in
there. I would say, but there's Gavin Bugg as well. Remember, Bugg is Bugg's a quarterback as well. Could be him. So Generals will go for 2, give it up to Gut, and they did not get it. They did not get in. Douglas stacked that one up big time. I think they gave.
Yeah, you know, it is really, really tough when you try to run up the middle against a team that's got those big defensive linemen to plug it.
That was Dayton LeBlanc, the big defensive lineman, number 55, headed to North Texas. He stuffed that play. So Lafayette takes their first lead on a Cameron Morgan. What was the yardage, guys? I know you saw the replay. Was that about a 30-yard scoop and score, or was it even closer than that?
Yeah,
look at it again. We'll see the yardage. Tell me on the yardage there, Williams, because it really rolled forward about 20 yards there after they fumbled it.
Yeah, watch it pop out and go.
Keeps rolling there. Yeah, that's where he scooped it.
It
gets hit. Yeah, it's still rolling. 35, and so about 34, 35. Morgan scooped it and took it in for the touchdown, and Lafayette leads it 12-7 here on PrepSpin. What a football game here to start the Commonwealth Gridiron Playoffs, Coach.
It is, and Gary, this is the second scoop and score we've seen since we've been doing.
Bryan Station had one, the big fella.
Yeah, went about 98 yards on one.
That made Sunday night NBC football highlights.
That was one of my favorite plays of the year.
Big fella said, "Nobody's going to take that ball. I'll pick it up."
We give out a PrepSpin.
But the funny thing was he ran all the way down the field and scored, then turned around ready to chest bump one of his buddies, and there was nobody there.
There was nobody there because he outran them all, even though he weighed 290 pounds, 300 pounds. 8:14 to go. If you're just tuning in to PrepSpin, you have missed a good one. Lafayette now leads 12-7 on a Cameron Morgan 35-yard scoop and score on the fumble return. And Montavian Bean is stretched down on the stretcher over there on the table on the sideline, the outstanding quarterback for Douglas. There's a short kick scooped at the 39-yard line by the Broncos.
You know, you kind of got momentum. I'm not sure about a short kick.
Christopher who recovered it, Coach.
Maybe he just kicked it off the tee wrong or something.
So they'll have it at the 39-yard line on the short kick there by Lafayette. The Generals, 6A football, coached by Eric Shaw, the former Cincinnati Bengal. Ian Shaw, his son, is the star linebacker, number 23. And also, when they get down in the short yardage situation, like they're on that 2-point conversion, they usually give the ball to Ian Shaw.
Right. I don't know.
Changed their plan up a little bit there.
I was surprised.
So first down, and that's Nate Gay in there at running back. He's going to run the Wildcat. So Gay out of the Wildcat. Fakes it. Gay hit, pulled around, and he's going to be stuffed and they're going to blow the play dead. And the big nose tackle, Williams had him. And boy, that gets the dander up of the Douglas fans.
No kidding.
They're fired up.
We can hear some yelling. Hopefully over the PrepSpin airwaves, you didn't hear a few cuss words from the fans down below us, but they weren't happy about that.
So they're trying Gay now out of the Wildcat, the running back. So that tells me I don't know what the situation is with Gavin Bug, and also they've tried DeKel Crowdish at quarterback, so I'm not sure what they're going to do there. But I tell you what, Lafayette right now, in my opinion, is chomping at the bit.
Yeah,
they're feeling pretty good about it.
They're getting pretty aggressive, and the way you take care of that aggressiveness is you try to go deep or throw a screen on them maybe.
Looking for the blitz, high snap. Here comes rolling to the right side. That is going to be DeKel Crowdish. So Crowdish, let's see where they ran him out, Coach. So Crowdish to about the 40. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. Coach, they've got to get up near midfield, does the Frederick Douglass Broncos, to have a first down. 7 minutes, 30 seconds in the first half. And if you're just tuning in, Lexington Lafayette 12, Frederick Douglass 7.
They better be careful on the edge out here because the edge players are getting blocked. And sooner or later, if they're Douglas is going to be able to get outside them. Darrell that time actually got hooked. Keep that outside arm free, Darrell.
You'll see blitz coming here for Lafayette. Crowdish
much better.
Gives to Harkless. Harkless hit, and he's going nowhere. He's going to lose a yard or two. So Harkless, and here comes a late flag again from the back judge.
Did you see how far he threw that
He threw that flag 30 yards.
He threw that flag 35 yards.
In the air, the back judge came running in.
I'll tell you what, and that was against the wind.
That guy's got an arm. See, the Whitecap's going to tell us.
Another personal foul.
That is just unbelievable.
That's ridiculous. Against the wind is right.
Ian Shaw talking to the Whitecap, pleading his case, but I'm not sure what the back judge saw, but he saw something he didn't like.
He saw something, and he flung that thing.
So that's going to be unsportsmanlike. And just, you stop them, Coach. You force them to punt, then you do something like that.
I know. That I'm sure the coaches are just really frustrated.
I'm frustrated. Football at the 48-yard line. Lafayette, as you said, they got to be frustrated over there. You stop them, then you get the unsportsmanlike. Motion by Lowe. Harkless fakes to him, and Harkless runs down to the 45. He's knocked backwards there. I think what's happening, and a lot of the Broncos are getting wrapped up, and the officials are just letting it, they're not blowing the play dead. So a lot of the guys keep jumping on, acting like there's more activity going on.
And they're trying to pull the ball out, and sometimes that leads to punching the ball out, which leads to personal fouls sometimes.
Right. So 2nd down. 2nd down at about 7 for the Broncos at the 44 of Lafayette with 6:28 to go first half. Lafayette 12, Broncos 7. Motion by Lowe. Give it to him. He's hit and dropped in the backfield. What a play, Coach. Was that Browning again?
That was Browning again.
Browning's been everywhere.
He's playing a tremendous football game.
Cal Browning, 6 foot, 185-pound senior. What a play. Look at that again, Coach.
Yeah, he just comes from the outside and just wrecks the offense right through.
It's like he knew the play. So 3rd and long, 3rd and about 13. I believe there's a timeout on the field. So Frederick Douglass coming over talking to their offensive coordinator. We're halfway through the 2nd quarter. Lexington Lafayette on a Cameron Morgan 35-yard scoop and score on a fumble recovery. Lafayette has the lead 12-7 here in the 6A playoffs. Tates Creek and Bryan Station. William, have got any more scores on the LCA game? I know last we heard they were up on Leslie County. Do we have any more updates on that one? 14-0 was the last. That'll probably be a run.
Going on?
That'll be a running clock, Coach, in the second half. LCA is a offensive juggernaut.
Okay, I'm sorry, Gary, to interrupt, but they took Browning out of the game. The official escorted Browning to the side because it looks like his arm. But let's see if he comes back in right away.
He has been a force. So 3rd and long at midfield.
Oh,
and he bobbles it. But DeKel Crowdish able to jump back on. Boy, that was just a good job there. I'm telling you, by 16, Crowdish, or Lafayette's going to pick that one up, Coach.
I know. He did a really good job of getting on the ball. And they're a little discombobulated right now with the loss of Bean.
Lafayette's chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
Lafayette's really in that quarterback's head right now, too.
Exactly. They're putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
And look who's going back to return this punt. Tiandre Newcomb.
Yeah.
Kid that started at quarterback early in the year that broke the foot against Scott County, scrambling in for a touchdown. Set the punt is Frederick Douglass at the 30. Newcomb back inside the high snap. Good job and a good punt. Newcomb comes over, takes it 15. Newcomb, 20. Tiandre, 30. Tiandre, 35, 40. Newcomb looking for a block, and then it's going to be tackled at about the 43-yard line. Terrific return, though, by Tiandre Newcomb. He's kind of pointing, get the punter for me. Block the punter for me.
And the punter made the tackle.
If we get a look at that again, William, on the replay, he was pointing to get the punter, and the punter came up, made the tackle.
Made a nice tackle, too. Not messing around, buddy. Get those legs and bring him down.
But how about Lafayette? They will start their possession in Frederick Douglass territory on a great return by Tiandre.
And what do you think the key is for Lafayette right now? Penalties. Stop the penalties.
Yeah, they've had 3 or 4 unsportsmanlike.
All right.
At least. We'll look at the stats at halftime. WL Stats is over there, I believe, weren't they, Coach?
I
didn't see it in the first quarter. Actually, this may be the only school they're not doing stats for. I'm not sure. So first down at the 43-yard line. Drake Nelson gives to Morgan. Cameron. And he is going to be tackled.
Nice.
Good play turned in by Damon Christopher. Boy, Christopher slowed him down over there. And then allowed Crowley to come up and finish him. But it was Damon Christopher who made that play.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to get outside on the wide side of the field against this team. They run so well out there. I think your outside plays are okay if you do it with screen passes and maybe even a jet sweep.
Second down and 12 at the 45. Turning it around is Nelson to look at his running back, Morgan. Quick toss to Cameron, trying to get to left side. Morgan and a 40. Morgan 35. And had he gotten through that, Coach, through that line, he'd have been gone. But a good tackle there turned in. And nice job. It was 54, Coach, who I saw. And that's going to be, as I look, that's going to be Clay. Kenya Clay.
Yeah, that was a nice
If Clay
job.
Doesn't make that play, that's a touchdown for Morgan.
Yeah, that would have been a really nice play.
So first down. 12-7, Lafayette on top. They have the ball, 1st and 10 at the Frederick Douglass 33-yard line, and the Broncos looked a little shell-shocked to me.
They do. I'm impressed with Morgan. He's a darn good runner.
Well, what did we say in the pregame?
Yeah.
We said Cameron Morgan needs to have a good game tonight for Lafayette. You got the big fullback, Malachi Jackson, in there. They get the ball, feed the big fella, and he's knocked backwards on a nice play there by defensive line. Also, yeah, good Malachi Jackson. I tell you, that was Frederick Jewett. No, it was Jewett. Yeah. Frederick Jewett there making the play.
Malachi Jackson needs to get his shoulders down. If he's going to run up in there, he's got a really good size. He's good, nice and quick off of his start. But, man, you can't stand straight up against these good defensive teams.
No, 2nd down and 9. Jackson is the lone back there with Drake Nelson, a sophomore quarterback. Motion to the near side by Tiandre Newcomb. They're going to give it to Jackson.
There's
Malachi
better.
dances down to about the 31, picked up maybe a yard or two, which is going to be 3rd and long. Don't like the play call there at all.
Yeah, I think they try to run a little slow handoff, maybe almost a slow draw. But, again, when you're playing against these teams, the word slow is never going to work.
Right.
Against this defense.
That's
it's
true.
Too fast.
That's true. I guess that's what I was trying to say, that I didn't like the last 2 play calls.
But Malachi, he did keep his shoulders down that time to get the extra yardage.
They pick it up.
Lord.
Nelson shovels it in the middle. Here's a flag down as he shovels an incomplete pass into the middle. Penalty marker comes down.
Yeah, the white hat threw it, so it had to be holding.
Yep, holding against the General's offensive line.
Yeah.
He's got all 3 touchdowns for LCAs. They lead 21-0.
Who's got all 3? Dylan Wheatley, all 3 TDs for the Eagles of LCA. They lead 21-0. He's a stud. He's a stud. He's pretty good, Coach. I think Dylan Wheatley's got to be on one of your all-state teams.
Yeah, he's a load. Plus, he's really quick.
Purdue's on hard.
Yeah, I heard Purdue is recruiting Dylan, which they should. He's a good student.
So is this third down or fourth down?
Third down. Well, no, I guess they declined it.
They declined the penalty.
So they declined it, so it is fourth down.
They're going for it.
Newcomb is split out to the left.
2 minutes.
Looking that way is Nelson, looking to Tiandre. Fires it to him. He makes the catch, and then he's knocked backwards.
Nice.
He needed to get to the 23. Does not get the first down. Good defense by Frederick Douglass.
18.
Yeah, and it was Perkins as well, 19.
Yeah, Perkins. By the way, I want to say that Perkins' dad, his father played for me at Bryan Station years ago, was a really good fullback.
2 minutes and 9 seconds. Good defense there by Douglas. Lafayette, after the Generals, of course, took the lead. The big play in this game so far, Coach Meehan, the 35-yard scoop and score by Cameron Morgan to put Lafayette on top with this present score, 12-7.
Big defensive play, but this is a big defensive series for Lafayette.
Harkless got it barely. He's to the 27 and up to the 30. Good running there by Jefferson Harkless. And Browning, he's okay. He made the tackle. He must be okay, but nice 5-yard pickup there. Clock running, Coach. It's been a fast-moving first half. 1:50 to go in the first half with Lexington Lafayette leading Frederick Douglass here in Lexington 12-7.
I think Frederick Douglass is smart here if they can just run this clock down and out so they can get into the locker room at halftime and get things straight.
I think they want some points. They faked to Harkless. Crowdis is going to tuck it, but he's going to run out of bounds. Being chased there by Hall. Jason Hall, the linebacker, the senior, chased him out of bounds.
Yeah, close to the first down mark, but not. Where did he step out?
They marked it at about the 32, it looks like, so it's going to be third and about 4. 1:30 here in the first half. Halftime coach will have his unheralded football overachievers. We'll try to get some stats for you as well. Tuck and hit there by Lafayette. Dribble. Shaw's got him. Shaw had him. Game's going to lose plenty. That'll bring up fourth down. Crowdis couldn't go anywhere with Shaw hanging on to him. So this will force a punt here by the Broncos. And if I'm Lafayette, I call a timeout here.
I believe they did.
Yeah, you got to stop that clock.
Trayvon Scott for the Douglas offense. He's a pretty good blocker, but he can't block 3 people.
No.
And that's where they put him out there. And there were 3 people he had to block. He couldn't do it.
Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, William Warfield. Great job by the King of Stream tonight, Coach. You know, you can put up a lot of firewalls. You can put up a lot of hazards or whatever, but you can put up a lot of disasters, let's just say bumps in the road, okay? Bumps in the road. And there's ways to get through that, isn't there?
Only if you're the King of Stream.
That's right.
Not us.
That's right.
Lord, no, we'd be lost. If we had
I'd be lost. I'd be lost totally.
Thanks again to these to the Lafayette boosters and hold on.
Here comes a punt, Coach.
Thanks again to the Lafayette boosters and what's the realtor?
Yeah, the realtor, William
Wesley Pike.
Realtor.
I remember that,
Wes.
Wesley.
Appreciate it, Wesley. High snap.
Nice kick.
Punt, nice kick. We'll drive Tiandre Newcomb back at a Newcomb 25. Newcomb the 30. Newcomb stiff arms a man. Newcomb still dancing, trying to go to the far side. And Tiandre is going to be pulled down at the 30. Boy, he ran a long way to get about 2 yards.
He did. And again, my advice to punt returners and kickoff returners, you can't do that. You got 11 people collapsing on you. Try to make that 1 or 2 good cuts, and that's it. But, boy, I tell you what, he's an athlete, though.
Yes, he is.
And here's what I really like, and you know my pet peeve. He catches the ball down the field.
Right.
He doesn't let the darn thing roll.
That's right. Let it. A lot of guys, they're back to return. The ball rolls. They lose 10 or 15 yards on letting it roll.
Frustrates me.
So Newcomb, by the way, if you're keeping score at home, he'll be back next year for Lafayette. He's only by my count here.
The 2 best people I've ever seen do that, catch those punts, not let them roll, Dougie Allen and then Cornell Burbage that played for Bryan Station.
Oh, yeah. Well, Cornell went on to the NFL.
Just catch it and run.
Cameron Morgan is back there with the quarterback, Drake Nelson, who was a receiver last year. Nelson looking, fires, and it is incomplete. Boy, he threw it right in the hands of the intended receiver, but it was dropped.
Yeah, it looked like
that was Serafini, Austin Serafini, the intended receiver.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it may be Darren Christopher Might have gotten a hand on it.
Let's say this about Damon Christopher. He has been very active in the secondary now. That strong safety's come up, made several plays already.
I think he made that play too.
Second down.
That pitch.
Quick toss to Morgan, and he's going very little yardage. We have 48 seconds here in the first half, and we're just 42 seconds from halftime.
That short pitch, I just don't think that's a good play. I think they need to figure out another way to come back, maybe throw screen, tunnel screen, what I call a jailbreak screen.
Right.
They're in no hurry here, though. I think they're going to be happy to go in with a lead.
They're down in 9, and Nelson goes under center. Is going to slide and give him a Morgan dropped immediately, and in the backfield.
Douglas needed a timeout here.
Yeah, that was the same outstanding player, Obi Taylor. Taylor's all over, 11 seconds. It looks like they're going to call a timeout and try to, they're going to try to force a punt here by Lafayette. Do you punt it if you're Lafayette, Coach? I guess you have to down here at the 30-yard line.
You have to. You want to punt the football. Kick it low, a worm burner type punt. Let it roll. Take up some time on the clock.
So timeout on the field, as you can see from that beautiful shot from the camera. William will be working volleyball tomorrow, right, William? Volleyball championships in Louisville for the KHSAA volleyball. I'll be calling semifinals, final on Sunday. I'll be calling the soccer state championship tomorrow night with Mike Lippard. Jack Haynes will be producing that for us on the KHSAA TV. And free to listen on the Mixler app, Coach.
Awesome.
Fourth down and long here, and that's set to a punt is Lafayette. Back deep is Hayden Hunt, standing at the 40.
Going for the block.
They did. They went for it. They didn't get it. Punt. It's going to hit 43, roll around, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's going to run the clock out for halftime. So the teams will head to the locker room.
Good punt.
The Lafayette Generals, the great plays in that half. Harkless had the lone TD of 4 yards for the team from Frederick Douglass, and for Lafayette, you had Guilfoyle just willing his way into the end zone on a touchdown catch. But the big play, Cameron Morgan scooped and score from 35 yards out. As we're at halftime, Lexington, Lafayette, Frederick Douglass, 12-7 here at the farm. We'll return here with Coach Mike Meehan and his UFOs here at halftime, 12-7. Lafayette leads Frederick Douglass. Sorry about that, William. Hey, people watch.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. The flavors of Mingy beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask. Come out online at MingyBeefJerky.com. That's MINGUA beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your per mile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's for those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's the big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofit diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. The local 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt. We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingy beef jerky. One handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at mingybeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the... Join the fun and excitement at bluegrasspreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news and views at bluegrasspreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at bluegrasspreps.com.
My tax.
Welcome back to the farm here on the campus of Frederick Douglass High School. The score at halftime, Lafayette 12, Frederick Douglass 7. Really good football game going on here. Gary Ball, this is Mike Meehan, along with William Warfield, producing on PrepSpin. Super job in the first half. We've really enjoyed it. Just a fun game, a real wits battle between two good football teams. It's going to be really interesting, and I'm really curious. I can't wait to see how the second half comes out. Both teams are going to have to adjust. Douglass is going to have to adjust with their quarterback injured. We'll see how he is when they come out at after halftime. And Lafayette caught fire early, but mistakes, penalties have really hurt them. We'll see if they get that straightened out. Coach Shaw jump in there and straighten that out. Well, we're going to start off right away with our UFOs. Let me repeat what we do here. A UFO is what I call an unheralded football overachiever. And what I've done for years is I've realized in all the years I coached that there are so many people involved in a football program that go above and beyond the call of duty, do a great job for the head coaches, yet they don't get any credit for what they do. A lot of them don't want the credit, and that's my job. We'll find them, we'll bring them out, and we'll let you know who these people are. So the week before each game, I contact both head coaches, and I ask them to give me the name and some information on somebody in their program, male or female, gives 110%, but maybe deserves a little bit more credit. We've got two good ones today. We're going to start, first of all, with Frederick Douglass. Again, we talked to this gentleman the last time we were here, but this time, for sure, the Coach Landis mentioned Mike Harmon as his UFO. Mike Harmon is the associate principal here. He's associate principal in charge of the Social Services Academy. Let me try that again. Social Services Academy. The administrator that is above the athletic program at Douglass. He is a great resource for the staff and the players. Coach Landis is quoted as saying, "I lean on Mike for many things concerning our football program. He is very respectful for those around him, shows great leadership skills, and is very personable. He's a true leader, and our kids respond to him well." That's a quote from Coach Landis. Coach Landis and his staff are very grateful to have Mike's attitude and experience. Coach states that he has known Mike for a very long time and has respect for him. So he has picked, Coach Landis has picked Mike Harmon as his UFO, his unheralded football overachiever. Lafayette, Coach Shaw gave me a name and a little bit of information. I wish I had more information for you because I would love to meet this young man. Lafayette's UFO is Richard Ward. Richard Ward is the manager on this football. Richard is a cancer survivor. Now, how about that? He's a cancer survivor. He's been a manager for Coach Shaw and the general football team for 4 years. Coach Shaw says, and I quote him on this, Coach Shaw says that Richard Ward is a hard-working young man who has overcome a lot in his life. And I know, this is Coach's words, I know he will be successful in life. So our two UFOs for this game today, Mike Harmon for Frederick Douglass, and Richard Ward, the manager for Lafayette High School. We're going to take and give you some stats now, a little review of stats thanks to WL Stats. Always good getting these stats to us. So, first downs. First of all, 4 first downs for Lafayette, 8 for Frederick Douglass. Rushing yards, 14 carries, 46 yards rushing for Lafayette, 26 carries, 25 yards for Frederick Douglass. Passing yards, there are 50 net passing yards for Lafayette, 28 net passing yards for Frederick Douglass. So basically when you see this and you see the scores set 12-7, you can see the defenses have stepped up in this game. Passes completed, Lafayette's 5 for 11 and Frederick Douglass 3 for 8. So total offense yards 96 for Lafayette, 53 for Frederick Douglass. I want to jump down here, and very, very important, there has been 1 fumble for Frederick Douglass. Picked up, scooped up by Lafayette, run back 35 yards for a touchdown. We get down to penalties. I wanted to really look at this penalty yardage, and so if you're watching this game, you are watching this game on PrepSpin. You'll know that we said that the penalty yardage has really hurt Lafayette in this game. And if you take a look at the penalty yardage, you'll see that Lafayette has had 6 penalties for 76 total yards. Once you get over 50 yards in penalties, you're kind of in trouble.
And how many of those unsportsmanlike?
Yeah, several of those were unsportsmanlike penalties. Douglass, in fact, has 4 for 45 yards.
Right.
Time of possession, about 15 minutes, 14 minutes, 32 seconds for Lafayette, 9 minutes, and 28 seconds for Frederick Douglass. Individual statistics, Gary Ball.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna do something I don't ever do.
What's that?
We're gonna jump down to tackles first.
Yes, sir.
Now, who do you think did a good job with tackles?
Browning.
Kyle Browning, the man. 7.5 tackles first half.
First half.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
He was Chris Spillman out there in the first half.
He was Chris Spillman. Coop had.
Well, we're giving away our age. Tell everybody who that is. That was the All-American linebacker for
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyrone Williams. Let's see. Tyrone Williams has 3.5 tackles, and for Frederick Douglass, leading tackler Obie Taylor. We mentioned his name a lot.
Else.
And you know what? He does a lot of things besides make tackles. He jams up, where it's really difficult to get a run going.
And their D1 lineman, defensive lineman, is Dayton LeBlanc, the defensive end going to North Texas.
That's right. Receiving, Tiondre Newcomb has 3 catches for 33 yards, and Guilfoyle, our man Guilfoyle, 2 catches for 17 yards and a touchdown. Really big touchdown. Nate Gay has one catch for 15 yards. Hunt 1 for 9, and Micah Lowe 1 for 4. So Gary, I'm going to let you do your favorite thing here. Okay. Bottom of the page.
How'd you know that was my favorite?
I just know it. You're so good at it, I tell you.
Here's how the scoring got going. With the 5:53 to go in the first quarter, it was Jefferson Harkless for Frederick Douglass, a 4-yard TD run. Ryan Lygeb's kick at that point made it 7-0 as the Broncos led. Back came Lafayette, 3:05 in the first. It was Matthew Guilfoyle hauling that 10-yard pass, dragging defenders into the end zone. The Serafini extra point failed after he botched the snap. It was 7-6. And then in the second quarter, with 8:14 to go before half, it was scoop and score. They've got the wrong player on here. It was actually Cameron Morgan. They've got Ian Shaw, but it was 34 who had it. As we saw on replay when William gave us the replay, it was 24 Cameron Morgan, not 23. So Morgan with the scoop and score. And that's where we are at halftime, 12-7, Coach, as you gave those numbers here on PrepSpin. As we've got a couple minutes left here before the start of the second half, I was talking to some of the Lafayette coaches down there in the rest area, Coach, and they will be kicking the ball to Frederick Douglass to start the second half. But one thing that Lafayette did was really a lot of blitz packages in that first half. They really got after Douglass in the backfield.
Well, they got after Douglass, especially after Bean went out. Bean's he's a guy that is a really, really big threat to throw the football.
And by the way, speaking of Montavian, he's on crutches and out of uniform. He will not play again in this football game.
Well, that's going to be tough because, again, here's what I said at halftime. Gary, this is one of the fun things about what we do up here.
Right.
We're not in that locker room at halftime. We don't know what adjustments they're going to try to make, but there's going to be some serious adjustments going on both teams.
Right.
Frederick Douglass has got to come up with an offensive attack where they're using a number 2 quarterback or a wildcat formation or something. They may have to power. they've got a really good running back with Harkless, a hard-running guy. They can power the ball, maybe change their formation. But Lafayette smells blood. They know that defensively they can play in this game. They've just got to figure out a way to establish that running game. And I'm going to say it again. I know I'm being like a coach up here, and I probably shouldn't do it because I'll be wrong, surely. But run the football and set up the pass, and when they throw underneath.
Right.
Let them, Guilfoyle and those guys, get the extra yardage on their own.
And Tiandre Newcomb as well, who had 3 catches in that first half. Also, Coach, when you look at DeKel Crowdis, who will be the quarterback here, I see him down there taking the snaps on the sideline. He is a freshman. Yes. So, and you know Lafayette knows he's a freshman.
Lafayette knows he's a freshman. They're going to get after him. They're going to try to put pressure on him. Maybe a good idea for Douglas to use him, maybe run the ball a little bit, let him warm up, let him get hit a couple times, or even throw screens with him. Take that pressure and use that pressure against Lafayette.
Right, and they will do that. So this should be an outstanding second half, folks. You're seeing it right here on PrepSpin in high definition. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield, and thanks to Wesley Pike, Realtor. Wes, we really appreciate it. I sent him a thank you note on Twitter, thanking Wesley Pike, Realtor, for stepping up and helping us with the streaming fee to do this. And also to the Lafayette football high school boosters. They stepped up. They've been gracious. And I tell you what, their football team's stepping up right now, too. They lead 12-7 as we get ready to start the second half. But this Bronco team is a solid football team, Coach.
They are, and Harkless is so impressive.
Yes.
They've got to establish him. But you're right, Lafayette, they're ready to go, and they're going to try to put a lot of pressure on this team, try to force a turnover or two. But again, Gary, they got to cut the penalty.
Here is the kick coming from Lafayette. Hayden Hunt is back deep, and that's Averett into it. Short kick. It's going to be taken by the up man of the 25, return to the 30. He's got some room down the far 40, and it's going to be run out of bounds over there at about the 48-yard line. But a great return there by the Broncos.
Yeah,
it was 28 there on the return, and that is going to be Jalen Bybee with the return.
Well, they're giving, whether it's intentional or not with that kick, they're giving a good offensive football team good field position here.
So the Douglas Broncos will have good field position up near midfield to start this drive of the second half, trailing 12-7 to the Lafayette Generals here in the 6A Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoffs. The big boy class, 6A. Crowdis fakes, tucks, and Crowdis keeps his balance. 46, knocked backwards there, about the 47, but good job there. Ball came out late. But good job there by Crowdis. He faked that ball to Harkless, and man, a lot of Lafayette players were going after 25, but 16 had the ball.
I'd be going after 25 too. You're right. Lafayette's changed up a little bit here. They're playing man-to-man on the inside receivers and off zone on the outside receivers.
You still got to watch Micah Lowe. He's the primary target. Trips out to the top. They give to Harkless. He's trying to get outside. Does 45. Harkless first down to about the 41-yard line. He's upended there. And coming up to get him was the DeMarco Fishback. But not before Harkless got the first down to the 40-yard line.
He's fun to watch run, Gary. I really like he accelerates, and he doesn't slow down. When he sees a tackler, he's not afraid to try to run over that tackler, too. Very impressed with Harkless.
Triple receivers to the bottom for the Broncos. For DeKel Crowdis, the fresh quarterback, in for Bean who's injured. Give to Harkless. Harkless, 35. Harkless, 30. Harkless, 25. And Harkless running down to the 25 where he's tackled there by a couple of Lafayette Generals. And I tell you who was down there was Jackson. He helped out. And also helping out was Smith. Coach, did you see anybody else in there on the tackle?
What I saw, even though the runner was outside, the key block was Jeffrey Black, the tackle inside. He turned and sealed that defensive player so he couldn't get out there and help make that tackle. Nice job, Jeffrey.
So good run there by Harkless.
Timeout.
Picked up good yards. Yeah, timeout on the field with 10:52 here in the third quarter. Lafayette leading, but it's a threat here by the Frederick Douglass Broncos to start the second half. They already have it first and 10 at the 25 of Lexington Lafayette.
Do you think timeout by Lafayette probably get themselves together.
Yeah, their defense has been kind of porous here on this. Of course, when the drive starts at the 43, 44-yard line on a short kick, they don't have far to go.
Yeah, it was almost midfield when they got the football.
So they've driven it down to the 25 of Lafayette near hash mark. Thomas is checked in at a wide receiver. Hayden Hunt and Lowe are out there. Lone receiver to the bottom for DeKel Crowdis. So Crowdis waiting for the snap. He has Gay to his right in the backfield. Looking to pass. Flips it out there to Gay. He's got the catch. 20. Gay 15. And sidesteps the defender down inside close to the 11-yard line. Nice job.
A lot of yak.
Exactly. That was a lot of yak. Yards after catch there by Mr. Nate Gay. And I tell you what, the quarterback Crowdis has kind of flipped that one out there to him.
Yeah, he kind of shot put it out there to him. He was wide open. There was absolutely nobody covering him out of the backfield. They were too busy worrying about the slot and the split end.
Let's see what they do for us here as Crowdis gives now. And Gay's going to be driven back, and they're going to blow the whistle. Now, that's a good call there by the official. That was Gay with the carry.
Yeah, these officials are, you know, we've seen accidents, we've seen injuries when somebody has a hold and they hold the whistle a long time and they pull them down and twist their leg or something.
Jay Brank there, the big fella, number 97. Boy, he's made some nice plays, hasn't he? Flex his muscles. Yep, saw that. Big loss. Second down and 15 for Frederick Douglass. Crowdis back to pass, right side and incomplete. And I tell you what, slipping and pounding the turf, as Jackson, he said, if I hadn't slipped, I'd have had a pick there.
He would have. And again, that time when they flared the back out of the backfield to the right, the last time, remember, they threw it to Gay, kind of shot put it out to Gay, and he made good yardage.
Right.
That time a defender came up on him immediately when he flared.
Third down and 15. You got to watch the fade to the corner here. Third down and 15 at the 16-yard line. And there's Crowdis up the gut and tripped up at the 11. So it's going to bring up fourth down. And they've got an excellent field goal kicker, and I think they're going to bring him in to kick goal here. It's Ryan Ligab.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea here with a good – you're in a good position here for a field goal, and that would, you know, make it 2 points. So and missing those extra points, Gary, that might come back to haunt Lafayette.
Holder will be Micah Lowe. Put it down at the 18, 28-yarder. Kick is up. It's blocked. Micah Lowe hustling after it, and he's going to be pulled down at the 27-yard line by Browning.
Good play by Micah Lowe. Unbelievable. If he couldn't have fell on that ball,
it saved a touchdown.
It would have been another.
Because you had some speed there for Lafayette. You're right, Coach. You had some speed there.
Maybe, William, you're closer than me. Can you see who blocked that?
We're going to take a look at the replay and see if we can get an idea who blocked it for Lafayette. .9:15, Lafayette's got the 26-yard line.
Can't see it.
Nelson gives to Cameron Morgan. And he is going to dance up to about the 27-yard line. Very little gain there.
You know what we're seeing, Gary? We're seeing two really good defensive teams.
Right. Second down, 8:58 to go in the third, with Lafayette leading Frederick Douglass 12-7. The Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl 6A playoffs. The winner gets either Tate's Creek or Bryan Station. I don't think we had a score on that one yet, did we? Second down and 8 for Drake Nelson. Quick toss around the left side to Morgan. And he leaps over a defender, cuts it upfield. Good effort there, and he flexes his muscles.
Yeah,
Morgan.
He got a little bit of yardage, but
no reason to flex your muscles.
No, just a pretty good hurdle job. You know, he actually hurdled Dedrick Thomas on that play.
Yeah, that's is that Derek's kid?
I think so, yeah.
Third down and 7 for the Lafayette Generals. Clock running, 8 minutes. No, they stopped. Of course, he went out of bounds. 8:36 here in the third of a 12-7 Lafayette lead. Nelson looking to pass, and it's caught.
Nice.
And it's going to be down. I believe that's the guy we like, Guilfoyle. Yeah, Matthew Guilfoyle. Matthew Guilfoyle.
He reminds me of a couple. We've seen some good receivers, tough guys that catch a ball in a crowd,
right,
that aren't afraid to take a lick.
Yeah, Guilfoyle had a nice year last year.
There's one playing at Lafayette that was at, playing at UK that was from Catholic. Beauvier.
David Beauvier?
Yeah, he
catches everything.
And so does this guy.
Yep. Guilfoyle with the first down. They needed that to change, keep the clock, keep the possession. And Nelson slides right, gives to Morgan. Cameron to the 40 and dives up. Ball out of there, and the Broncos pointing their way. Let's see what the officials say. And it looks like Frederick Douglass. They may get the turnover. They do.
That ball popped out on a tackle.
We'll look at that again on replay and see who came up with it there.
Just fighting for extra yards. Yeah, I think he was down too. They may have missed that call.
Yeah. Replay looked like he might have been down.
We got a better view up here than the officials because we have instant replay.
Yep.
But yeah. Yeah, I think 18 got the ball, but I think he was down when he fumbled.
Thomas for Douglass. So Douglass gets it on the turnover. Appeared he was down, but they will get the ball inside the 40-yard line.
Tight wing power play.
Here's Harkless, 35. Harkless, 24, picks up good yardage on first down.
That's that. Again, when you see that tight wing off the tackle, 1-and-1 off the tackle, that is their power offense. They can throw from it, too, use them as a blocker.
I see. Backup quarterback, who is that? Josh McClurg, the backup quarterback. There's a player down shaking up for Lafayette. We understand Josh McClurg has come in, the backup quarterback for the injured Logan Nevis, and has thrown touchdowns for LCA against Leslie County. What's the score now, Williams? Got a 34-0. They'll have a running clock here momentarily at 36 there at LCA. Here, we've got a dandy. 7:35 to go in the third quarter. Lafayette leads 12-7 over Frederick Douglass, but Frederick Douglass just got a big fumble recovery when it appeared the running back Morgan was already down.
Yeah, I believe so. We looked at the slow-mo on that, and it looked like he was down. Now, that's a tough call. Officials are right on it. You know, maybe they saw something we didn't see, but it looked like that. Hopefully, whoever this is, he's not bad, to get him up and get him on the sideline here and evaluate him. Do a good job with the trainers.
Oh, yeah. These UK sports medicine athletic trainers are fantastic. That was Ian Shaw, by the way, shaking up. He gets up, tries to get off on his own power. Now he goes to the sideline.
I'm wondering if he's cramping.
That's Ian Shaw.
That's a pretty good hop job. Man.
Going straight over to the bench to get the weight off of it. So Shaw shaking up. That was a big turnover in this game, Coach. Had the fumble recovery by Morgan to scoop and score.
It was that turnover might make a difference, but Douglass has to capitalize on it now.
7:30 to go in the third. And penalty marker down before they can get that play off. DeKel Crowdis with a long snap, and that's going to be too much time.
No, I think it's a procedure against the offense. Motion.
Yeah, procedure. But what that does, that nullifies that nice 5-yard run that Harkless had.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you can't get behind the chains. I'm looking. I don't know how much of the offense that this quarterback has learned. Hopefully he has enough now we can throw a few short passes.
Here's Harkless. 35 and more. 30. Harkless down to the 23-yard line. First down.
Big play, really big play on that. Excellent job. Excellent run.
They ran right where Ian Shaw would have been, Coach.
Yeah, and had two really good blocks on the line of scrimmage, too. This offensive line now is starting to take control a little bit. There's the tight wing.
Crowdis. Harkless running hard. Harkless still running, and he gets down near the 6-yard line. What a job by Jefferson Harkless.
Again, if you look at that, that's a tight wing. They run the tight wing off tackle. See it? See the tight wing on the replay, and watch him turn and block. He turns and blocks out the edge player and allows Harkless that little seam. Nice job. Nice offense.
They're going to feed it back to Harkless at the 7. He's going to pound it about the 5. Pound and ground, they call it.
Nice job by 8.
Yeah, nice play there. Turned in.
Smith.
Jadis Smith, the senior safety, came up, made that play, but it's going to be goal. Big stand here for the Lafayette defense, Coach. They held him to a field goal attempt that they blocked last time. Crowdis, Harkless, pulled down from behind and
still gets the extra yardage.
Yeah,
Gary.
Gets down to about the 3. It's going to be 3rd and goal at about the 3 for Frederick Douglass. Creek up 24-14 against Bryan Station there over at Roy Walton Stadium, the house that Roy Walton built over there, Coach. You know him very well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Good man, good football coach.
3rd and goal at the 3 for the orange-clad Broncos of Frederick Douglass, trying to take the lead back here. Crowdis gives now to Gay. He's trying to bounce it outside, and there's a flag. Somebody grabbed him by the face mask. He's coming back blocking the back, and he's going to be – there's another flag.
Offsetting penalty.
The offsetting. They tackle him all the way back at the 18-yard line, but I think we're just going to do that again.
You called exactly right. The face mask on the far side had a block in the back right here on this side. So the officials are going to discuss it, and the white hat, the referee, is going to say, you know what, let's just call it a draw.
Offsetting, 5:36.
Let's see what he does
12-7. 38-14. You'll see the Commodores Sunday at noon on the Scholastic Ball Report, the team of the week, and that's going to be face mask against Lafayette. So offsetting, you called it, Coach.
Yep, offsetting penalties.
So they'll run that play again. So I tell you what,
it's a lot of running for nothing.
Yeah, Lafayette really ran him back. He was all the way back at the 18-yard line from the 3.
Just make a good tackle back there, and you'd have them, you know, third and goal from way back. But no.
So 3rd down, they'll repeat the down. And Malik Trigg, the senior, trying to get everybody fired up for Douglass. 5:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lexington Lafayette 12, Frederick Douglass 7. Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, William Warfield producing. Crowdis rolls right. Crowdis trying to get in, and he does. He scampers in for the touchdown, and Frederick Douglass has the lead back 13-12.
13-12. Now, do you go for 2 here? Do you go for 2 to get up by 3, or you just kick the extra point and try to catch up, you know,
I go for 2.
Yes.
I give our
But
team.
You always go for 2.
Yeah, I know I always go for 2. The middle school kids always went for 2.
Yeah, that's true.
And then had a kid to get to the 51-yard field goal.
Right.
For
referee's timeout. We got somebody cramping in the end zone there.
Yep.
There he's up. Hey, while we have a second, I want to shout out, Gary. I have a shout out tonight for Roseanne. Roseanne in sales for Visit Lex.
Yes, sir.
Downtown where my wife works, and her son Ethan is a basketball player for Lexington Catholic. But they listen to these games that we do on PrepSpin.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. I know we got some. I know Linda was watching earlier. I'm sure there's a few folks checking this one out. It's a good one, 13-12, as Frederick Douglass just retook the lead. They led early in the game by a count of 7-0. Then Lafayette cut it to 7-6. Now it's 13-12. Mary Mullins. It was Mary Mullins said go Bean. Of course, he's injured on crutches right now on the sidelines. Montavian Bean right down there at the 50, number 13. See him there?
Well, we just hope that if
looks to be a knee. He's got a wrap around the knee, the right knee.
Yeah. If they go on here, if they happen to win this game, it'd be nice to have him in the next playoff game.
And Douglas will go for 2. They get Breon Thomas in there, split to the right. Harkless is to the right of Crowdis, the freshman quarterback. Crowdis, who ran the touchdown in, looks to throw back, and it's good. The 2-point conversion is good as he hits Lowe, Micah Lowe. So
like to see that again if we could on replay. We'll see how they got him out on the far side of the formation. So
yeah, he was wide open.
All the way across the field. They brought him all the way from the other side.
So Douglass on top 15-12, 5-13. And, of course, we want to thank Rafferty's Mingy Beef Jerky, all our sponsors. White, Greer, Maggard will return. You want to keep it right here, William? We'll keep it here. Yeah, first playoff game for Frederick Douglass. Yep, that's right. Got brand new headsets, Sennheisers. Yep, and this one's 15-12, Coach. Lafayette will receive the ball, but Douglass has regained the lead after Lafayette took it on the scoop and score, 12-7. Douglass scores on a scamper by Crowdis, the freshman quarterback, and then he throws a 2-point conversion to Michael Lowe, the sensational receiver. Here's the kick from Douglass. Man, he got into that one. Tiandre Newcomb's going to watch that one sail out of the back of the end zone. So
wind at his back.
So Lafayette will get the ball at the 20-yard line, trailing now. Well, they've led since about the 8-minute mark of the first half. They've led in this game, Lafayette. So this is the first time they've been behind for a while.
And I'm extremely impressed with the way Douglass came out at halftime.
Yes, sir.
You know, they had an injury to their starting quarterback, one of their leaders.
Montavian Bean.
They go in at halftime, they regroup, they come out with a new quarterback, a new offensive philosophy, and it executed it perfectly and drove down the field for a score.
Kudos to their coaching staff, too, for giving Crowdis a starting job against Hancock County, the game we did here on Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl.
That's true. Gave him a little experience.
There's a pitch to Morgan. Morgan, 30, 35. Nice run by Cameron. Captain Morgan.
Really nice job of blocking. They pulled, I didn't see it, but they pulled two linemen to get out in front, and they did a really good job of getting out in front for Morgan.
That was a 15-yard pickup there for Cam. How many yards Morgan have in the first? He had 41 yards, so he got 15 on that carry.
Yeah, they need to feed him more. Feed the beast.
You know, he was a big factor in their run to the state championship game last year when they played Trinity. He ended up with like 1,400 yards rushing last year and 17, 18 touchdowns for the offense.
Teresa Ryan says, greatly appreciate all you guys do. Thanks for bringing the game tonight.
35-yard line, and they went over to talk coaching staff. Wasn't a timeout, was it?
No, I didn't see a timeout.
Went over to talk to the offensive coordinator, the second OC they've had this year at Lafayette. I don't know what happened to the first one. I think at the banquet.
No, I didn't.
Gary Durbin, of course, the one and only GD. We love Gary Durbin. He's a great guy. With the legends. 35-yard line. Here's a quick pass.
Nice.
Caught. Newcomb and Tiandre Newcomb. I'm telling you right now, Coach, number 14 right there is going to be a Division I receiver.
Yeah.
He's only a junior, got all the skills. He's going to be a Division I receiver. That's his third catch of this game.
What's his size? Do you have his size?
Yeah, Newcomb is 6 foot, about 180 pounds.
Yeah, he's there. He's good.
He's a Division I receiver. He's split out to the bottom. He's across the line now. And if it says, get back a little bit, 14, and he does. And here's Nelson under center, slides. Gives now to Morgan, and Morgan diving up for good yardage up to midfield and gets into Frederick Douglass territory.
Yeah, this is their game plan. This is their game plan, Gary. And I think they're going to stick with it. Run Morgan, the short pass. Don't get greedy, Lafayette. Don't get greedy and try to throw deep unless you're sure you've got something going.
Tage Creek leads big, 38-14 over Station. 4:48 here in the third. We've got the best game going in the state. 15-12. Douglass on top, but Lafayette on the march. Try to regain the lead.
Oh, good
I believe,
hit.
Was that the big fullback Jackson again?
Yeah, but he got stroked.
He caught a lariat.
He sure did.
He did. Woo! Somebody cowboyed him.
He caught a haymaker. He caught a haymaker is what he caught.
Yeah, that was
That was a clothesline.
That was Crowley.
Yeah,
Ramel Crowley.
Ramel Crowley clotheslined him. Second down, he did get a yard. That was a hard yard there, Coach. He worked hard for that yard.
His body didn't get a yard. His head got a yard.
That's right. Second down. Nelson looking, pump fake. Nelson, and he's going to be sacked all the way back the 46-yard line.
You got to get more time. That was a one-step drop. He took one step, tried to throw the football, looking for the open receiver quick. Nobody was open quick. Bam. They got him too quickly.
He's got to have that mental clock in his head letting him know, got to get rid of this ball. Should have just thrown that one away, Coach.
Well, yeah, but there wasn't much clock in that. I mean, they were on him right away. They went through that line of scrimmage so quick that he didn't have a chance to throw it.
Third down and 14 with Frederick Douglass 15, Lafayette 12 here at the farm at Frederick Douglass. First round of the playoffs. Motion to the far side by Serafini. Nelson looking, firing down the middle.
Oh, no!
Newcomb has it off his hands, picked off, intercepted by Douglas.
Wow, that ball was extremely well thrown. Extremely well thrown. Just bounced out of his hand.
And Jalen Bybee there to pick it off. Take a look at the replay, Coach. Nelson threw a nice pass.
Boom, a little high. Oh yeah, right off his shoulder.
So Newcomb would like to have that one back, I'm sure.
Those turnovers will hurt you.
Yeah, that's the second turnover here in the quarter, Coach. That's the reason Frederick Douglass retook the lead 18-12, because they got the fumble recovery and then they got the pick here.
Now let's see if sometimes on these turnovers they try to throw deep.
Harkless has it. Line of scrimmage and more. Harkless 45. Harkless going down the far sideline to 30. Harkless run out of bounds at the, let's see where the official marks him at, 25-yard line. That is a 30-yard pickup there for Jefferson Harkless.
Yeah, Harkless and the defender, the one who tackled him, they were all the way out on the track that time.
Yeah, Harkless well over 100 yards with that carry, Coach.
Well,
3:03 to go, and Frederick Douglass trying to add. Here's a late flag coming from the line judge.
Over here?
Yeah, late flag. He was in front of the Douglass bench.
May have been a warning.
So it could be a sideline warning. 3 minutes, 3 seconds here in the third.
It is.
Douglass threatening, leading 15-12 over Lafayette. Last score we heard was LCA all over Leslie County like a cheap Persian rug, 38-0. And it was Tate's Creek leading in their game over Bryan Station, 38-14. I don't like those Persian rugs. First down at the 25. Crowd is in. He's to the 20. Here comes another late flag.
It was blocking the back or a low block on Douglas. I saw it out there. Really no need to do that, too. That was just a wasted play. Did not have to block that guy.
We had 10 penalties in the first half. We've had already how many here in the third?
But they're
5 or 6?
Yeah, but they're every one of them has been crucial. Now they got to get those yardage back. It's just tough. It really is tough to get that back.
2:56.
That backs them up.
Yeah, to the 38-yard line. They've got to get all the way down to the 15 for a first down. Do the Broncos, leading 15-12. A field goal would put them up by 6. 2:55 to go in the third quarter. A lot of football left here in this 6A Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoff. And there's a give to Gay. He's pulled down. He's going to lose about 2.
Looked like a little zone read that time. First time I've seen a zone read.
Cal Browning, by the way, another play.
Yeah,
8 tackles in the first half?
Yeah, he's everywhere.
It's going to bring up a second and about 22 for the Broncos. As we mentioned, DeKel Crowdis, the freshman quarterback, is in for the senior Montavian Bean, who hurt his knee in the first half.
Big-time trips on the far side, one-on-one in this backside if he wants to throw it.
That's exactly right. Crowdis is going to tuck it. 30. Crowdis, 20. Crowdis is going to take it to the house. Touchdown.
Beautiful play. That time he ran the zone read and kept the ball. The previous time he ran the zone read and gave the ball. Kept it that time, darted upfield. Nice job. Nice run.
Crowdis.
Good speed, Gary.
Oh, excellent speed for the freshman. Crowdis makes it 21-12. The extra point for Ryan Lygeb will make it 22-12. That'd be the biggest lead either team's had. That'd be a 10-point lead for Frederick Douglass.
Lafayette needs to get this thing back as fast as they can. They're starting to feel the pressure now.
Michael Lowe will hold. The kick is up, and it is no good. So they don't get the extra point, but they're still up by 9, 21-12. 2:08 to go in the third period, and Frederick Douglass just scored on a Crowdis TD run. They lead 21-12. We'll return here on the PrepSpin.com Game of the Week at the Farm of Frederick Douglass.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
By the number.
Oh, Coach Mike Meehan doing the getting jiggy with it up here in the press box.
Yeah, I was doing a whip nay-nay, and it wasn't even the whip nay-nay song.
So back deep, DeAndre Newcomb and Cameron Morgan. They are back near the 5-yard line now because the last time they kicked it out of the back of the end zone with that wind at their back. This kick's going to be a good one too. Morgan backs up.
Let it go.
And he lets it go into the end zone for a touchback out to the 20-yard line. Let's see what Lafayette does here offensively as Frederick Douglass. They trailed 12-7 at halftime, Coach, but 14. They lead, how many unanswered here? Yeah, 14 unanswered here. They lead it.
Yeah, they basically earned them, too. That was, what was that, 3rd and 20 or something?
Yes,
3rd
sir.
25.
3rd and 25.
West Carter 47-14. Boyle County beat West Carter 47-14.
County over West Carter 47-14. As scores start to roll in here in the playoffs, there will be some running clocks. There always are, Coach, in the first round of the playoffs.
There is.
Not here, though.
Tough. No, this is a tough one.
And Morgan, maybe a yard. Still one of the Douglas defenders there. You know, the big line there for Lafayette. That was Fogle making that stop for the Frederick second down. See what Lafayette does here. They need to go back to, I know Newcomb had that ball go off his hands and shoulder pad to the Bybee for the pick, but you can still look for that because when he catches the ball, he's hard to bring down, Coach.
He is. They're going to have to throw the ball a little bit, but they still want to establish that run if they can.
Drake Nelson sends DeAndre Newcomb in motion, gives it to him on a sweep. Newcomb dancing. He fumbles the ball. It's on the ground.
Douglas picked it up.
Douglas picked it up. Yes, sir.
The guy tried to run it. It bounced right up to him.
So Frederick Douglass getting all kinds of breaks here in this quarter. This will be the 3rd turnover by Lafayette in the 3rd period.
Yeah, and Lafayette's head's hanging now. I mean, they're really down. That defense coming right back on the field. They know they've got to defend the running back, the big, strong running back. They've got to defend another quick running back. And now the quarterback has established himself as a good runner.
Right.
Scores 13-7. I don't know who they're playing, but I just got that.
Madison Central.
Henry Clay up 13-7 over Madison Central in their playoff game. Here, the Broncos just picked up the 3rd turnover here in the 3rd quarter. They were trailing 12-7 at halftime. Now they got the ball on the turnover. Blitz being shown. And there's to the 15, and he's going to run it out of bounds is DeKel Crowdis, the freshman quarterback who just ran one in earlier for the touchdown.
It's pretty secure play, and actually a really good gain on that sweep. It looked like Lafayette had the right defense for it, Gary.
Yep.
But Douglas just blocked it well.
So Frederick Douglass has it down to the 5-yard pickup there by Crowdis. Crowdis has Harkless to his left. Look at this formation, Coach.
That's that wing again, that tight wing.
Yep, tight wing.
And they run. There's
quick
the
pass to Hunt, looking for the block. Hunt hit, and he is going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
You know why that didn't make any yardage? The ball was too slow getting over there.
Yeah, it was very slow.
Now, that's a quarterback. That's a freshman quarterback.
As fast as he runs, he needs to get that ball quicker.
Yeah, you could have fair caught that ball.
Yeah. So 3rd down and let's call it a long 4 for the Broncos. 42 seconds in the 3rd. They're on top 21-12 over Lafayette, who led 12-7 on halftime.
Sweet.
Crowdis rolling right 10. Crowdis 5. He's going to take it in again. Touchdown. DeKel Crowdis makes it 27-12. They're kind of blowing it open here late with those 3 turnovers, Coach.
Well, Crowdis has been the difference. He's coming in and showing a lot of moxie, a lot of strength. I'm going to watch this again on the replay. Yeah, we had it was a questionable block on number 8. Lafayette kind of got blocked in the back a little bit that time, but Crowdis is so quick, I don't think the referee saw him go.
Here's the extra point, Ligab, and it is up, and this time it is good. They've missed a couple here, so that one's good. So 21 unanswered after Lafayette led 12-7. 21 unanswered by Frederick Douglass on 3 turnovers, 2 fumble recoveries, and an interception, and they lead 28-12 now. 33 seconds, Coach, here in the third quarter. What can Lafayette do? I mean, they've got to get a score here.
Yeah, and again, I think they're doing okay except for the turnovers. In the first half, their mistakes were penalties, especially personal fouls. In the second half, it's all turnovers.
Yeah, it's been fumbles and interception.
Right. They can't get into their game plan because as soon as they start to, they get a turnover. There's another thing, William. If you get a chance, show what's going on down here with that, whether they're watching the TV, when the team is actually, look at this, people. This is something I have never seen. 35 years of coaching. I wish we could do this. If we could have done that, had a television, had an instant replay, showing what's going on the field to our players, that's awesome. Thank you, William. That is just awesome.
So Braden Wiley set to kick. Mingy Beef Jerky. Here's the kick. And it'll be Cameron Morgan at the 5. He comes out to the 10. Cameron Morgan to 15. Morgan, and he's going to be stopped at the 20. Here comes a flag down.
That might have been a face mask.
As Morgan's tackled at about the 21-yard line.
It could have been a face mask.
25 seconds here in the third. It was 12-7 at halftime. Lafayette, 21 unanswered here by Frederick in the second half on 2 fumble recoveries and an interception, 21 unanswered points. And all of a sudden you look up at that scoreboard, Coach, and that's a very misleading score. It's 28-12, Frederick Douglass leading.
Made them pay. Frederick Douglass made them pay. They took the turnovers and turned them into points. That's a face mask penalty against Douglass.
15 yards, so that means they'll have good field position up to about the 35, 36-yard line. Will Lafayette.
So are we doing a player of the game this game?
Yes, we got a McDonald's star of the game coming up after the game. Mingy Beef Jerky to the winning coach, right, William? So Mingy Beef Jerky winning coach and McDonald's star of the game.
You don't like the hot jerky, do you?
It's okay. I like the mild and I like the barbecue. I love the barbecue. Quick toss. And they're going to give it to Newcomb. Flag down. Tiandre is in the backfield, and he's going to get out to about the 30 to the line of scrimmage, but there are 3 flags down. That's holding.
Yeah, it was wide. It must have been wide open in front of the officials because they all threw the flag.
Yep.
They all saw the holding penalty.
So that'll move them back after they got the face mask 15-yarder. Now they get the holding penalty.
I tell you, you can't do that. You just can't keep making these mistakes, buddy.
15 seconds to go, third quarter. Should be an interesting fourth quarter, Coach.
Well, I tell you what, it will be if Lafayette can get their stuff together and quit making mistakes. Some good sportsmanship going on out there now between the two players, the two teams. I'll tell you what, I really enjoy this. Playoff time's really exciting for everybody. It really is. All the fans and the cheerleaders, and everybody's excited about this.
So they got Bucky the Bronco down there for
and that's
the
a
Douglass team.
Terrifying. That thing scares me to death. I saw that bad boy come out on the track. I'll have nightmares about that thing.
Coach doesn't like the mascot.
No.
That's going to do it for the third quarter. We head to the fourth, and that third belonged to Frederick Douglass.
That thing could be hiding in the sewers ready to get me.
Like it. It's the Bronco it.
Yeah, with orange balloons, yeah.
28-12. We'll be back for the fourth quarter here. 6A playoffs of the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl with Frederick Douglass on top of Lafayette. Oh, Lord.
Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingy Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at MingyBeefJerky.com. That's MINGUA beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
At White Greer.
Welcome back. Give a shout out to Mike Ritchie. He's watching up in Cincinnati. Joined the broadcast, and right now it is Lafayette ball. Morgan bulling up to the 25. That was pickup of about maybe 5 for Cameron Morgan. And it's going to be second down and about 21 for the Generals. They've got to get all the way up to the 46 for a first down as we start the fourth and final quarter with Frederick Douglass 28, Lafayette 12. Lafayette led 12-7 at halftime.
It's a big series for Lafayette. They've got to get some points here.
Nelson looking to pass. Fires incomplete. Intended receiver was Williams. First time he's thrown Williams' way tonight.
Yeah, he threw that out pattern. That's a tough throw for a quarterback. Even though it's on the short side of the field, you have to be really, really accurate and quick with that pass.
The cross-country state championships, volleyball tomorrow night, championship Sunday, and the soccer state championships tomorrow night on the KHSAA TV, 5 o'clock. West Jessamine will play Notre Dame girls at 7, and Davis County will be against St. X at 5 for the boys. Nelson back to pass. Nelson hit and sacked all the way back at the 17-yard line.
Boy, they're just really doing a good job of defense. Now, there was a flag on that play, too. So many penalties in this game.
Big lineman up for Lafayette, shaking up a bit.
They're going to call holding against Lafayette.
And it didn't help.
But they'll decline that penalty. So, I'm a novice with this soccer stuff. So they don't play like Class A, state champion, class, so on.
Just one state champion.
Like baseball.
Right. Like baseball, basketball. You have the 6 classes in football. This is the big boy class. I tell you what, Coach, you got to take your hat off to Brian Landis and Nathan McPeak and the staff here at Frederick Douglass. I mean, if they win this game tonight, they're 9-2 in their first season.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. It really
incredible.
is.
Think about that, how hard that is. You played a JV schedule your first year, didn't you?
Yeah, but that was my choice.
That was your choice. Well, they didn't play a JV schedule. They're going to be, if they beat Lafayette, they'll be 9-2 going into the second round against Tates Creek. At Tates Creek, they'll play them over Roy Walton Stadium. That'll be a good one. Low punt, partially deflected, it looks like. Rolling down, and Lafayette's going to touch it at the 47-yard line. So, Coach, it's looking like it's going to be a Tates Creek Frederick Douglass matchup, and that will take place next Friday night at Tates Creek. What do you think about that one?
I think it's going to be a good matchup. I like that game. I really do. I don't know where we're going to be next week.
That could be a possibility.
That's a possibility to do that game. I like Tates Creek's offense. I like they can throw the ball. Their receivers are very quick.
They got a good quarterback. They got a really good back in LaRon Warner.
Yeah.
And that big kid White.
Yeah.
Deontay White.
Yeah, I like that team. And this team, Douglas, you can't put anything past them.
No.
The way they came out at halftime, I am so impressed.
Me too.
With Coach Landis and his staff, what they did to get this team ready.
They got them ready here in the second half. They outscored them 21-0 here. In the second half, they outscored Lafayette. Lafayette led 12-7 at halftime. We had a barn burner, then all of a sudden the turnovers, 3 of them in the third quarter. Harkless takes the handoff. Harkless dancing, stutter steps, and pulled down back at midfield.
By everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, Harkless doesn't need to be dancing around too much now. Just cover that football and get the yardage you can. Protect that lead.
It was Brank again, 97. Boy, he's been in that battle tonight for Lafayette's defense. So is he and 99 Williams, big Tyrone. 10-10 to go in this one.
Lafayette's a good football team. They just can't. They made way too many mistakes in this football game. In the first half, it was penalties. Second half, turnovers.
Second down for the Broncos at the 47. Crowdis, and is that Harkless or is that
Gay?
That's Gay. Yeah, Nate Gay with a nice 5-6 yard pickup. Coach, you got Kentucky, you got Ole Miss tomorrow afternoon at Kroger Field. What do you think about that one?
Well, Ole Miss has got a really good offense. They're going to score some points. They are. I don't have a lot of faith in the secondary for Kentucky, although they're supposed to be good.
Yeah.
But they have the worst run defense ever in the country, as far as I'm concerned. Ole Miss does. Run the ball on them.
Yeah, well, that's what to do with Snell. Here's Crowder, speaking of running the ball, and he is going to be pulled down after about a couple yard pickup, be 4th down. But, boy, Crowder, he's been the game changer. He had a touchdown run and then backed that up with another one when it was a 15-12 ball game.
Exactly, and Frederick Douglass is going to punt here. They bring their punt team out unless they fake it. I don't know,
DeAndre Newcomb is back. He'll be back next year for Lafayette. I think he'll be a wide. Lafayette needs to find him a quarterback.
They do.
If they find a quarterback, they could be solid next year with some of the guys back. And there's a flag from the back judge.
There's a flag on the play.
Come on,
Douglas
guys.
might have taken too much time on that 4th and 4.
They're not doing anything. Officials are just holding up the game.
That's pretty much what they're doing right now.
There's an 8th grader from Jesse Clark, I think, is going to be coming there. Supposed to be next week.
That penalty went against Lafayette, and it was enough for the 1st down, I think. I think I gave illegal substitution.
Too many people on the field. They had 12 on the field.
Wow.
Okay, I guess we can't run that back and count them, but I think that's what it was, 12 men on the field. Another big mistake.
Well, it's a good job by the back judge to pick up on that, I would say.
That's his job to count, though.
To count. He can count to 12. 8:20 to go in this one. Douglas will get it at the 34 on that 1st down. Handoff. Gay dancing into the line. Gay still driving people, and finally to the 31, knocked backwards there. Pickup of about 4. 2nd down and 6. We have 8:07.
Timeout.
Yeah.
Lafayette timeout.
Player shaken up, I think.
No, they called a timeout. I think they want to try to, slow this game down a little bit.
Been a frustrating season for the team that back-to-back seasons when they had Walker Wood got to the state championship, played Mayo, nationally ranked, played Trinity, nationally ranked, and you lose to Walker Wood, you lose Jed Wills, the All-American lineman that goes to Alabama, and you lose your starting quarterback in the 2nd game of the season. DeAndre Newcomb breaks his foot. Just not a lot of things went right this year for Lafayette, did it?
No, not all of things went right for them, and everything went right for Douglas. They got really good athletes due to the structure of the school. They got starting players from other schools. Hey, look, I'm not complaining about that. I understand that's the way it works when they divide a city. And hopefully, if you want parity, you just got to wait a year or so, and that stuff all evens out. It does.
Right.
But again, they had that going for them early. They got a really good coaching staff, and doggone, they played good football.
Yeah. Coach, your Dunbar Bulldogs didn't even make the playoffs.
No, they didn't make the playoffs, didn't win a game.
Has that ever happened?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
2nd down, we won't get into all that, but 2nd down and long.
Well,
quick toss to Harkless.
Breaks my heart.
Harkless 30, and Jefferson to the 28, and stood up there by a wall of Lafayette Generals.
I have seen in this game more, it's not tackles, barn dances. And look, they all stand up and they're dancing with each other and goes down.
A barn dance?
Yeah. That's what you call team barn dance tackles.
A barn dance, okay. 3rd down and 4 for Douglas. They're taking their time. Their coaching staff, they're going down there. Then that clock run down to 7 minutes, 27 seconds. They lead 28-12. Lafayette led 12-7 at halftime. They've not scored here in the 2nd half, and Frederick Douglass 21 unanswered.
I'll tell you what, Douglas has owned the farm, haven't they?
Yes, they have owned the farm. They're not going to sell the farm because they own the farm. Timeout on the field with 7:17 to play, and Frederick Douglass leading 28-12. We'll be back here on PrepSpin.com, and of course, we want to thank the Lafayette High School Boosters and West Pike Realty for helping out with the streaming tonight on the broadcast. We'll be back on PrepSpin.com, 28-12. Frederick Douglass on top of Lafayette.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Folks, this is Gary Ball.
Welcome back, and we have 3rd down and 3 for Frederick Douglass at the 28-yard line. Harkless right side, Harkless 25, and driving his way, 1st down. Good effort by Jefferson Harkless. Ball came out late, but Harkless already down, and that'll move the chains. I'm pretty sure with that mark he's got the 1st down.
He's got that skill where he's a power runner, but he's quick with his feet, and he can make those quick breaks when he gets to the line of scrimmage. Don't tell me you got another penalty. What are they doing? Nope. No, they're just.
Well, what it was, they were just trying to figure out. It looked to me that Harkless had that 1st down, but they're saying 4th and inches is what they're saying.
Get up under the center and run a sneak. There's that tight wing. They're going to go to the right. When they run this wing, they either throw left or run right behind that wing.
Crowdis out of the shotgun. Harkless, 1st down and more. Harkless all the way down to the 18-yard line. I know you said, Coach, Jefferson Harkless.
No, I don't want to see it again. I saw a little punch thrown by one of the players, and I'm not going to say which team. The official didn't see it, but it was a punch. They're getting a little chippy.
Lafayette's had a tough season, to say the least. 18-yard line, 1st down for Frederick Douglass. Crowdis gives to Gay, and he's going to get down to about there's another flag coming down at the 15-yard line as Gay is shoved back there, but
another barn dance.
Marker down. Yeah, barn dance, as Coach likes to call them.
I don't know. It was either a face mask or a holding penalty because the umpire threw the flag.
Gary Ball with Coach Mike Means, Warfield, King of Stream. Great job getting us on tonight, William. And
all right, so we can catch your TV show
Sunday at noon
on
the
Sunday.
CW, which is if you've got Spectrum, it's Channel 5 in Kentucky, in Central Kentucky, in Lexington, or it's 914 high def on Dish. What you got? Dish 28 on Dish. And this Sunday, Tate's Creek Team of the Week. Coach Sims came in 9-2 on the season right now. 9-2, best season they've had in a long time. Hendry Clay volleyball girls are the scholars, and Little P goes 1-on-1 with Bo Allen, a quarterback at Catholic. All that on the show Sunday at noon.
That's actually a pretty nice little play right
there. Yeah, it was a good play. Good cut there. We're going to look at that again, Coach.
Good defense.
Look at that again, Coach. Nice little juke step back inside there by.
Yeah, but the backside guy got him, and that was a good defense too. Lafayette's going to have to take chances now. You know, they're with only 5 minutes and change to go. They're going to have to start taking some defense.
Yeah, they haven't scored since that scoop and score on that fumble recovery about 8 minutes into the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, and that's a credit to the defense of Douglass.
So 2nd down, and here's Harkless, stiff arm, and it's going to be sacked all the way back at the 36-yard line.
That was a zone read. That was the exact play that they scored on with the quarterback previously, except that time they left the ball to Harkless.
4 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in this contest, and Frederick Douglass on top of Lexington Lafayette. They lead 28-12. And we got a timeout on the field.
Timeout on the field. I guess Lafayette's going to try to regroup here. With 5 minutes to go in the football game, there's not a lot they can do. But if they score, you know, that gives them a shot at least. But they're going to have to get it. They're going to have to get a stop. They're going to have to get a turnover and get a quick score.
So check out the Scholastic Ball Report, CW, KYT, Sunday at noon. High school sports, our 15th season, Coach. We started that show in 2003.
Really good. I really enjoyed that. And, again, there are some highlight games.
Yeah.
But, boy, just watching these kids, some of these kids, 4.4 grade point averages, and star athletes too.
Right. All three volleyball players from Henry Clay Sunday have above a 4.2 GPA. Their team GPA is above a 4. The entire squad. Motion, they give it now, and that's going to be
there you go.
Hayden Hunt. Good defense there. Browning again, I believe it was.
Yeah, and that was a play to try to take time off the clock. They ran a sweep, wide sweep on this side, and notice how the runner stayed in bounds intentionally
to keep that clock.
Right.
Late in the game with a 16-point lead, 28-12. Well, looks like unless Lafayette can, with 4 minutes and 26 seconds, can score 16 points here.
Crazy things happen.
Yeah, crazy things have happened. That's 2 touchdowns. Here's the punt coming by Frederick Douglas. They punted out of bounds. Oh, not a good punt there by Crowdis.
Yeah,
Crowdis. Yeah, they're only 2 scores and two-point conversions down, so they're only 2 scores down if they can get the conversions. But Lafayette last year had that terrific football team. But what a game that was last year we did over at Lafayette, between Lafayette and Scott County. One of the best games we've done in a long time. Remember, it's Brendan Lane, the linebacker, who made that tackle there to save the 2-point conversion and give Lafayette that victory, move them on to the state championship.
You have an incredible memory. I remember the play, but I would have never remembered the person.
I just remember the big linebacker, big number 44.
He used to be a rapper, Coach.
Pass near side, Newcomb, catch hit, dropped at the 34-yard line. Good defensive play there by Jonathan Lott. I like this Lott kid. We haven't called his name a lot tonight. No pun intended. Well, there was pun intended, Lott. But anyway, good player.
Good player, good defensive player.
Second down and 4 on that 6-yard catch by Teontre Newcomb.
They're going to give him the catches underneath. Look how deep they're playing off the ball.
Nelson, pump fakes, rolls Nelson. Now he throws it and just – and there's a flag down.
Yeah, intentional grounding maybe.
No, he was out of the box. I think that's going to be a late hit maybe. I think he was outside that tackle box. Wait.
Intentional grounding.
Good call, Coach.
There is no tackle box.
There's a reason you were a coach and I've been a broadcaster for
There's no tackle box in high school football. That's something they made.
You're right.
They made up that rule for pros
to
protect the quarterbacks.
They did?
Yeah. Round of applause down there for the Douglas cheerleaders.
3rd down. Nelson, pump fakes, throws it deep, and it's going to be, they're battling for it, and Douglas, I think, picked it off. They did, intercepted.
That was just thrown up for grabs. They had to take a chance. They really did.
Yep.
But again.
That's sort of the same thing as a punt, really.
Yeah, but
yeah, no.
That doesn't help me either.
No. Sure doesn't.
Yeah, this is 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go. This is Douglas's game now.
3:35 here, and it's going to be Frederick Douglass. They can run this clock out, possibly, if they get a first down or so. Might be able to do without that, right?
Well, I think they're going to have to get one.
At least one first down.
The biggest thing for them is ball control, stay in bounds.
Coach, we got to think about that McDonald's star of the game coming up after the game.
Oh, man, that's tough. That's really tough.
Been some great defensive play. Harkless has had a huge game, and Crowdis came in. Great job in relief.
Both give it to Lafayette Booster Club.
Gay. Yeah, that's a good thing. Gay picked up about 4. Clock runs, 3:25 to play. Frederick Douglass 28, Lafayette 12. Lafayette, can you believe it, Coach? They led 12-7 at halftime. Lafayette did.
All right, I'm gonna throw this at you for the McDonald's star of the game.
Yes, sir.
What play turned this game around in the second half?
Crowdis, maybe?
Absolutely.
So Crowdis might get it to freshman. There's Gay. Nate down to the 45, close to the first down marker. Also, don't forget you can catch the volleyball if you've got that that monthly pass, $9.95, I believe. You can catch the volleyball tomorrow night on the NFHS Network, the soccer championships, then catch the volleyball championships Sunday afternoon, and you can catch a couple days of the Commonwealth Gridiron football on the Friday and Saturday, I believe, first and second. All 3 days now. If you get it today, that's right. If you get it on the third, you get all the football games. That's a heck of a deal, Coach.
It really is.
It's about $1 a broadcast. If you watch volleyball and soccer and then the football. Well, football's 6 games.
Right.
So it's a heck of a deal.
Oh, these officials, man, I tell you. Slow.
Yeah, they have taken. It has taken a while. It sure has.
Well, they must have ordered some Rafferty's or something.
Well, if they order Rafferty's, they'd be making a little bit quicker, wouldn't they?
I think.
Yeah, they've really slowed the progress of this thing down. We have 2:46 here in the contest, and it's all over but the crying. Looks like Frederick Douglass is going to win 28-12. They do have good potato soup. That's making me want some, William. Do we have time?
We get the best around, man.
Yeah, it's good. Rafferty's with a special is you.
Joe B. Hall, buddy.
He likes that open face prime rib. So do you, Coach.
I love it. I wonder how he's doing. I hope Joe's doing
well. We
all
went
right.
to the.
He was a big football fan, high school football fan.
Yeah, he's. We went to the Emmanuel Baptist the other day for lunch, Rod Brown and I, and everybody. Oscar Combs was there, but Coach Hall wasn't there. So we'll try to catch up with him another time. This is taking forever. What in the world is taking so long?
I don't know.
Play the game.
Was that your Hamburg voice? Forever. It's fitting where you're at, Gary.
It is taking a while. I'm sorry, but that took 3 minutes to get this play off. More than 3. And then they blow the whistle.
Motion against Douglas. You know, all right. This bothers me a little bit. You know, you have.
I know. We got to bite our tongue.
No, you have control here. The football team that's ahead has control of the game, and okay, they just had a penalty. The clock's running. Now they're going to take another 25 seconds to snap it.
Might be another penalty. So, Crowdis fakes to Harkless, tucks it himself, and gets down to the 48. We're to be 4th down at about 3. So, DeKel Crowdis. Well, I tell you what, Coach, I'm going to go ahead on record, and this isn't a stretch. He's probably going to be our McDonald's star of the game. He's a freshman. He is going to be a really, really good quarterback before he leaves here, barring injury, no injuries or anything.
Right, and here's the thing, Gary. Harkless did a great job.
Right.
Gay did a really good job. They had a lot of people come in and do a super job, play hard the whole game. Bean got hurt. The spark was Crowdis. And that's why I would vote for him, just because of that.
High snap, pull down, punt is off, and it's going to roll it to 20 down inside the 15. And it's going to be picked up by Lafayette, up to the 30, up 40, turning on the speed, midfield, looking back at the 40, and is down to the 20 and pulled out of bounds at the 15, and there's a flag down.
I don't know. Again, I just have no idea where these flags are coming from.
Well, they're coming from the officials.
They're going to call a hold against Lafayette way back out the 50-yard line around that area.
And that'll nullify a terrific return.
Everybody got a little lazy. The Douglas football coverage team got a little lazy on that punt, didn't they? They let a Lafayette player just scoop it up and go.
Douglas has only a minute 4 to go to head on to the second round. I tell you what, they've got a tough opponent. They've got a tough opponent next Friday waiting for them over at Tates Creek High School. Will give them all they want and more. I'm telling you, that game could go either way. Tates Creek, not only a solid defensive team, a team is, like you said, Coach, is a lot of probably more offensive weapons, to be quite blunt about it, than Frederick Douglass. But I like Douglas's defense a little better.
I love Douglas's defense. I think their defense is one of the best we've seen. I think they're strong. They're well coached. I
Yeah,
think
Antoine
the secondary
Sims,
plays well.
You'll see Sunday on the show. He got that Tate's Creek team in the weight room as well. So they didn't practice spring ball. They just got in the weight room, lifted weights for 6 months.
Well, that's what they needed. He knew he had the skilled players.
We've got 55 seconds, and, of course, we'll try to get our McDonald's star of the game up here for the post-game show. Wrap it up.
I don't know if we've ever had a freshman star of the game.
I don't think we have. Nope.
Pretty amazing.
Second down with 41 seconds here in this contest. Nelson fires down the middle, behind Guilfoyle, incomplete. Matthew Guilfoyle is such a competitor.
Yeah, I think he's a little frustrated there. That ball was thrown behind him. He thought maybe he'd get a good catch and a good run on that. Deep there.
36 seconds here. It's pretty much the same score they beat them last time. And it wasn't 29-12.
I think it was 14 maybe.
Nelson looking, firing down the left side, and it's going to be incomplete. Closest one to that was a Douglas defender. He almost picked it off. It was thrown so poorly he couldn't even get it.
Well, they're just throwing. They're just trying to get something fast if they can, just for pride's sake. This is the normal time when you see a lot of subs in on defense. I don't know if they've made very many substitutions or not.
So it'll be Tate's Creek and Frederick Douglass next Friday over at Roy Walton Stadium. Second round of the 6A Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl playoffs. Serafini shifts to the left of Nelson. Drake looking. Drake fires, and it's caught. And it's going to be a first down to the 46-yard line.
Good catch.
And I believe that was not Teandre Newcomb. It was Combs who made his first catch, Coach. So credit Combs with that one. Nelson looking. He's going to air it out down the right side, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to go down to the near side as he was trying to get it down there to Williams.
Yeah, he just
Kalen Williams.
Basically, the receiver kind of slowed down and stopped running. Throwing a mile.
15 seconds here in this contest. Frederick Douglass going to move on with a 9-2 record. Their only losses to Scott County and to Danville, the opening game of the season.
Two pretty good teams to get beat by.
Well, Danville's undefeated. Scott County's ranked third or fourth in the state in 6A. Pass down and caught, but a big-time hit put on Newcomb. Nice hit there put on by Perkins, and that should do it. Down to 5 seconds. Lafayette looking up at the clock. I don't think they're even going to get the playoff, and they will not. Frederick Douglass moves on to take on Tate's Creek with a big third quarter. They win it 28-12 over Lafayette, Coach, and they end Lafayette's season.
One of the best first halves of football we've seen all year. And then Douglass came out of the locker room extremely well prepared by their coaching staff. And thanks to several overs by Lafayette, they took control of the game.
And the team's walking off the field now, and we're going to try to get Crowdis up here, Coach, for the star of the game. And the victory is 28-12 for Frederick Douglass. We'll come back, and we'll try to get the young men up here if we can for the McDonald's star of the game post game. Do you want us to tell them to get him? Yeah, there was no handshake. And the players didn't come across. Well, Douglas's players went straight to the locker room. They didn't even.
You hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky. And all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost 441,000 education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of their 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt. We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingy beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy beef jerky stand out. Take it from me. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at mingybeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
This is where it all started. Right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
There. Welcome back. We're here with our Bluegrass Area McDonald's Star of the Game. Plaque presented by Crown Trophy. He's no other than Mr. DeKale Crowd. We saw you start in that game against Hancock County. You're glad you got that start at quarterback coming in into the playoffs with Mr. Bean going down with the injury.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about what the coach told you going in there as a freshman, what you had to do for your team.
He told me I had to step it up and just do my thing.
What at Lafayette, they led 12-7. What did the coaching staff tell you guys at halftime coming out of that locker room for the third? Because you just exploded.
But we still got this game. We can still come back. Yeah.
Let's tell us about your teammates. What they after you got the first running touchdown there, what they say to you to get you fired up to have that second big long TD run?
They say you're only a freshman. You got this.
You got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't seem to be not too much bothers you. So is it one of those things where you're just too young to let everything get under your skin, or is it just that Lafayette tends to fire up your football team?
I'm just young.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the second round. You move on. It was a winner go home where you beat Lafayette, who went to the state championship last year. Now you've got Tate's Creek. They were a big winner tonight in their ball game over there, 38-14 over Bryan Station. So what are you looking for this week to get ready for Tate's Creek?
Just have a good practice, work hard all week.
That's outstanding. Well, McDonald's gives you can hold that up there if you don't mind, Mr. DeKel Crowdis, our star of the game. McDonald's star of the game, and DeKel, good luck against Tate's Creek next Friday night over at Roy Walton Stadium.
Yes, sir.
That's DeKel Crowdis, our star of the game, and he gets you can keep that plaque, sir. We'll come back. We're going to try to get Coach Landis here in the post game, the Mingy Beef Jerky post game after this timeout. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Thank you, man. Where's your helmet at? Your locker room?
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
All S, all P, all O, R-T-S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at bluegrasspreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news at bluegrasspreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at bluegrasspreps.com.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bank could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky community.
Back here on our Mingy Beef Jerky postgame show, Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, and William Warfield. Thanks to Kel Crowdis. Boy, he's not much on talking or talking a big game, but man, he plays a big game.
But you know what? He's a freshman. He's probably never been on a microphone before, and I guarantee you, he had a smile from ear to ear when he left here holding his plaque.
Right.
So
he was our star of the game. Congrats to him.
And thanks to McDonald's for doing this. I mean, that's just awesome.
Yeah, thanks to the Bluegrass area McDonald's, and thanks to William Warfield for getting us on the air tonight with a great job there. As always, the King of Stream. He'll be doing the volleyball this weekend. You can check that out on KHSAA TV. I'll be calling the soccer tomorrow night with Coach Mike Lippert. Jack Haynes will be producing for the KHSAA TV. At 5 o'clock, it'll be the boys matchup. It'll be Davis County taking on St. X, and at 7 it'll be the girls, West Jessamine, against that very talented team as they will take on Notre Dame.
And we don't know where we're going to be next week, but we really want to be somewhere.
We'll be somewhere. Check out the Friday morning Herald Leader, and they'll tell you for the broadcast next Friday night. So 28-12 here, thanks to DeKel Crowdis, our McDonald's area star of the game. And that does it for us, 28-12. The victory tonight goes for Frederick Douglass. They move on to take on Tate's Creek next Friday night over at Roy Walton Stadium. It'll be Frederick Douglass and Tate's Creek. For William Warfield, for Coach Mike Meehan, Gary Ball, so long from the farm at Frederick Douglass High School. 28-12, they win it over Lafayette.